athletes have very demanding schedules and often our student athletes in this class or assigned to the game and travel. Many instructors and advisors work with our student athletes to prepare our team and go above and beyond the company to assist our student athletes. This week we recognize one of them. Dr. Sheriff C. Crockett. Dr. Crockett taught the course in mathematics classes since 2011. Her current research interests include student perception of effective learning environments, factors that influence student preparedness for college mathematics, and obstacles that prevent student success in mathematics. Let's go big. One applause for our faculty, staff, and members of the day, Dr. Sheriff C. Crockett. Panthers will take over first and 10. Final 28 yards.
Per carry on the season, 6 touchdowns. He's their leading ground gainer, 663 yards.
So 3rd down and 4 yards coming up for the Prairie View Panthers as they try to keep their first possession alive. Nico Hollins is the quarterback. Last week he threw for 343 yards in a win. This time his pass is tipped up by Markenthal, and it's intercepted by the Tigers. It looks like number 26, Markel Daigle, Off the tip by Julian Marcantel, and he hauls it in for the interception.
Well, big break for Texas Southern on the opening drive as they forced the turnover. We'll watch it here. See Holland's ball tipped. He threw it right to the linebacker. It should have been picked off there, but the old tip drill, and Texas Southern comes up with it in great field position.
Julian Marcantel has been so active all season long. He's been outstanding. Got his hand on that one, and Markel Daigle was right there to make the interception. So TSU coming up with the first turnover of the night, so they will start 1st and 10 at about the 36-yard line. That will bring out Elijah Odom again at quarterback. Brad Woodard to his left. Odom hands to Woodard, and he's taken down in the backfield. That is number 5, Lavelle McCullers.
Well, Texas Southern on the season, as we mentioned, offensively ranked 8th in the SWAC, 280 yards per game on the ground, but that's really changed over the last 2 weeks as they have gone primarily to a running attack where they've averaged 306 yards per contest, with Woodard doing the most of the damage.
That was Arthur Lockett, excuse me there. They had 2 number 5s on this team. Arthur Lockett was the guy there making the big tackle for the Prairie View defense. So this time, hands to Woodard again. Off tackle, cuts it inside. Brad's still on his feet. He picks up 6 or 7 yards. A nice play behind some fine blocking before Reginald Stubble could come in and make the tackle for the Panthers.
Well, you see Coach Haywood mixing up the attack right now. The first series, it was 3 consecutive pass plays. Now coming back to the ground game here on the second possession, setting up a 3rd down and short for this TSU offense.
Yeah, and that's a big key for tonight, Ken. If they can come up 3rd and 3, a lot of times you're going to see that Texas Southern offense have a lot of success tonight. And that is exactly what Elijah Odom and company are looking at. 3rd down, 3 yards to navigate here for a 1st down for the Tigers. Odom had some time. Now he runs out of time, has to scramble over to his right, and he's going to be hit right there short of the 1st down, I believe. Let's see where the officials put it down. On the tackle for the Panthers, Riley Johnson over there to pick him up. But he did a good job of getting out of the pocket because things broke down on him in a hurry.
Yeah, and there's also a flag on the play, so let's check the penalty. If it's against Prairie View, that'll be an automatic 1st down for Texas Southern.
They're going to talk about this one.
Hold it. Defense, number 23. 10-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
And that, a big break right there. Jalen Harris is called for defensive holding on the play. That was our referee, Eddie Kelly, with the call. So the Tigers, after getting the turnover, now they get a big penalty to pick up the 1st down. While we have a quick second, let's take a look at our uniforms tonight, brought to you by Russell Athletic. The uniforms presented by Russell Athletic. TSU is in maroon and gray as usual. You see the Panthers in gold and purple. On the other end, our uniforms tonight brought to you by Russell Athletic. Flags go down on the play, and then Brad Woodard goes down shortly afterwards. Number 24 making the stop for the Panthers. That's Reginald Stubble again.
Outside, defense, number 5. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
And Ken, could this just be the fact that this is such a big rivalry? You got nerves playing a factor in this ball game early on?
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these teams amped up already. You see Prairie View jumping way offside on that play, and that'll give TSU another free 5 yards. So the more penalties, the better if you're Texas Southern as you begin to matriculate your way down the field.
So that's going to set up a 1st and 5 for the Tigers. The ball resting right at about the 42-yard line. Odom at quarterback, fakes to Woodard. Looking downfield, going to uncork it deep. Has a man out there, is Tracy Johnson, and here comes another flag on the play. And number 23, Jalen Harris, was the defender there, but he had that guilty look on his face like they might be throwing this flag on me.
Pass interference, defense, number 23. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Well, Butch, that's 3 consecutive defensive penalties on 3 consecutive plays for Prairie View. And you know Coach Willie Simmons is not happy at all the way his defense has come out so far on this second possession.
But the Tigers have come out determined to test them deep. They've come out committed to throwing the ball downfield, and a lot of times that puts a lot of pressure on your secondary.
Well, This Prairie View secondary is not the best. They give up 236 yards per game through the air.
Odom and company on first down. This time he's going to keep it. Takes it off tackle. The quarterback sweep. He's going to pick up a couple of yards there.
And Coach Haywood coming out tonight wanting to attack the weakest part of the Prairie View defense, which is the secondary, because PV, they come in ranked number 2 in the SWAC against the rush, only giving up 115 yards per game.
That's a good matchup right there, because you're going to have what Prairie View does best against what the TSU Tigers do best.
Exactly. Strength against strength here tonight.
So the Tigers will come up. It'll be second down and 8 yards to go after that run by Odom. He has Woodard in the backfield to his left. Odom hands it to Woodard. Off tackle, and Brad Woodard has nowhere to go as he's wrestled down quickly by number 75, James Harper, and that big fella got in the backfield quickly.
Oh, yeah, Big Harper. He came in and delivered a blow, knocked him for a loss on the play. So now you're going to be looking at a 3rd down and 8. Watch him here just destroy the line of scrimmage, fights off the double team, and comes into the backfield to deliver the blow.
Harper, 6 foot, 310 pounds, and he's a senior, so you know this rivalry means a lot to the seniors coming in. So 3rd down, 8 yards to go, no gain on that play. So Elijah Odom and company staring at 8 yards for a first down. Odom, under pressure, fires, has a man wide open. That is number 12, Carter Jefferson, and he's going to pick up that first down for TSU. Jalen Williams was the closest defender to take him down.
Jefferson, the junior out of Pearland, with a big 3rd down reception that time. Came into tonight with 4 catches on the season for 63 yards, none bigger than that first down reception.
Well, that's a route they've had open early on that first possession, and they just couldn't hit it. But right there, he was right on the money. 11 yards to Carter Jefferson for a TSU first down. So Odom, this time with a lot of company in the backfield, he's going to take off on that quarterback sweep right. And again, the ball is loose, and it appears Texas Southern has recovered, but the official is signaling that it was down. Number 24 came up and made the recovery. That is Reginald Stubble. But you could see the official running on, pointing to the ground, that he was down by contact.
Yeah, good break for TSU. We'll see it here. Just a little keeper to the right side for Odom. He's bottled up. He does hit the ground before the football pops free. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Texas Southern. They'll give him 1 yard progress, and we're going to have an early timeout.
We have a timeout. You see the Tigers walking toward the sideline, and this is one they want to talk about. Coach Hayward coming out there to visit with his offense, and you have that opportunity in a scoring position. So while they take a timeout to talk it over, we're going to take a timeout. We're going to step away with 8:17 to go in the first quarter, and no score here between Texas Southern and Prairie View. And welcome back to the Labor Day Classic in November. Butch Alcindor and Ken Moore here with the call as Texas Southern takes on the Prairie View Panthers. The Tigers have it. A second down and 9 yards to go as they are knocking on the door. Elijah Odom's going to pass this one. Fires a strike over the middle, and it is almost intercepted. Number 23 was right there. That is Jalen Harris. Got his hands on the football. He just could not hang on.
Yeah, Jalen Harris, watch the one-on-one coverage. It's a deep cross in the middle of the field, pass just a little behind the intended receiver, Kidsey, and that nearly led to the interception.
Well, if there's one fault against the freshman quarterback, Coach Haywood says he may hold on to that ball a little too long. And that time he was a little late on the delivery, and it may have cost the Tigers a touchdown. Instead, we have 3rd and 9 to go for a first down. You can still get a first down inside the 5. And Odom's going to throw it again. He has some pressure. He goes down. The ball is loose. It's still on the ground. And the TSU Tigers came up with the recovery. Number 79, Mildred Montgomery, a great hustle by the offensive tackle getting back there to recover that fumble.
Well, TSU very lucky that this was not a scoop and score. As you see Prairie View trying to pick it up, it was big number 94, Jermaine Jackson, tried for the scoop and score. He could not pick it up. Or excuse me, that was 54, Jalen Williams. And TSU lucky to pounce on that one.
So now it's going to be a 45-yard attempt by Aaron Cuevas. Good hole, good set. His kick is on the way. And it's a little bit wide left. The officials say no good. Well, actually, one official said no good, and the other official didn't do anything at all. So obviously we're going to go with the official that said it was no good. A little to the left. So it looked like the snap was good. Cuevas just a little off on his kick. So we're going to use this time to step away again quickly. 7:23 to go in the first quarter. No score between Prairie View and Texas Southern.
Excellence takes dedication. It can't be sometime, part-time, half-time, or spare time. It has to be all the time. Nothing in life is worthwhile unless it's hard to get there. That's how Baylor College of Medicine approaches healthcare. It's tough to deal with injuries mentally. I like to think about it as a new beginning. The focus needs to go toward healing and the confidence to come back stronger and faster.
That last drive by Texas Southern, 10 plays, only 36 yards, but that's because of the minus yards on that sack. So Prairie View comes out throwing on the attack, and Hollins completes his pass near the sideline to number 3, Joshua Simmons, who hauled it in for a gain on first down for the Prairie View offense.
Well, Hollins last week, 23 of 35 against Incarnate Word, 348 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The young man can sling it if you give him time. TSU hopes to get pressure on him all night tonight.
And we have whistles down on the field, so the officials are going to stop it.
Start. Offense, number 76, 5-yard penalty, second down.
So that's going to be a false start against the offense, so that's going to back them up a little bit. So you gain 5 yards on the pass, and then you take it back on the movement up front.
Yeah, already 4 penalties tonight against Prairie View A&M. Coming out a little sloppy this evening. Maybe a little too much turkey and stuffing over the weekend.
Nico Hollins this time with a fake. He's going to pass it under pressure, and it is blocked. Big Ike is in the backfield, number 92, to knock that one down. A fine play. Darius Floyd was the intended receiver over near the sidelines. But Ike got his hands up, and, that's what happens. A nice blitz by Texas Southern.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting into the backfield, disrupting the play. That's what TSU wants to do all night long against this high-powered offensive attack of Prairie View, ranked second overall in the SWAC with 424 yards per game.
And it looks like Texas Southern is going to take another timeout before we come out 3rd down and 10 to go for the Prairie View Panthers. When you have this type of rivalry, you're right. Maybe some of the guys did get to partake a little bit too much turkey and dressing and stuffing. But also, you want to play so hard. You want to make a big play so bad. Sometimes that can make you a little jittery.
Yeah, absolutely. In the beginning of this ball game, you have to figure this was a different week for both of these teams because they're normally done. The season's normally over.
Yeah.
They never really have the Thanksgiving holiday to have to work around for practice time, so you wonder if practice may have been disrupted a little bit this week. Yeah. Both teams coming out a little bit shaky here in the opening quarter.
We didn't get a chance to talk much about Nico Hollins beforehand. As you can see, the third quarter score, Grambling still leading Southern 17-7 in that battle for the West Championship in the SWAC. But we come back to the action here. Nico Hollins is directing the attack. He's a big quarterback, 6'4", 235. He's a freshman who actually started the season as the backup quarterback and ended up starting the last 5 games for PV. A quick pass this time, throws it out to the outside, and there's going to be a nice pickup. Julian Marcantel makes the stop on Darius Floyd, number 11, making the catch for PV on the play.
Yeah, good run after the catch by Floyd. You see Hollins, just a quick throw in the flat. Floyd able to make a man miss, picks up the first down.
They had numbers on the outside. They got a good block, and he had 11 yards and a first down, 14 yards on the play. This time, another pass coming out the opposite way. Hollins with another completion. That time, it's only for a yard at the most. Kadero Hodge, number 4, hauls it in.
You mention Hollins, a redshirt freshman out of Fresno, Texas, out of Hightower High School, not too far from here at BBVA.
He went to Hightower High School, and I was asking Coach about him this week, and apparently Tom Brady is his favorite player. This time he throws, comes back the other way with the screen to Hodge, and a great play in the backfield by number 54, Julian Marcantel. I think he smelled that one coming and made a great play for a short gain.
So now big 3rd down coming up for this Texas Southern defense. Scoreless game so far here in the first period. Again, good tackle after the catch, not letting Prairie View pick up that yak yards after catch.
3rd down, 5 yards coming for the Prairie View offense. Coach Simmons was telling me his favorite player is Tom Brady, and he said he tries to model his game after Brady. He said, this guy can throw the football. He said, you won't see him running much, but he can definitely pass the football, and we've seen a lot of that tonight. 3rd and 5. Hollins this time throws the out pattern, has a man over there. It's going to be complete, and it's going to be a first down. That is Joshua Simmons hauling it in, making the catch, and picking up that PV first down.
Well, that was definitely a Brady-like throw. Watch him set his feet, tap the ball once, right on the money, hits his receiver in stride, picks up the first down. The chains move as they cross midfield.
We mentioned how Hollins started the season as the backup, but Coach Simmons says he's a really smart player with a very high football IQ. He said we count on him to protect the football, and he's been doing a good job of that. So on first down, he comes and fires one deep down the field, and he overthrew everybody on that one. Was trying to hit number 3, Joshua Simmons, but he airmailed that one.
Yeah, that one a little long for his intended receiver. You'll watch him here roll to his right. Got just a little too much air on it. Receiver did have a step. Good coverage in the TSU secondary.
Markel Daigle making the coverage in the secondary. This time we have a flag down, and the officials are going to have to straighten this one out. Hollins is not sure what's going on. Anthony Johnson was in the backfield for the Tigers.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And it's illegal procedure for Damian Ward, number 76.
4 minutes, 24 seconds. 4 minutes, 24 seconds.
So it's another penalty against the Panthers.
Yeah, their 5th penalty, the 4th accepted penalty tonight already for 30 yards against Prairie View. TSU, the least penalized team in the SWAC. No penalties here tonight.
So Hollins looking to fire one deep, and it's incomplete. He was trying to hit one of his big tight ends there, number 88, but that one went to no man's land. It was Christian Beltran was the intended receiver, but he kind of just threw that into an empty spot.
Yeah, Hollins trying to place that one over the corner and in front of the safety, a little off target. So now a 3rd and long situation. One of the keys that we talked about in the open. This is where Prairie View is less successful in these 3rd and long situations.
3rd down, 15 to go. Hollins comes back to the wide receiver screen, and then he slips one tackler, but he's not going to go too far. That's Darius Floyd. Got away from one Tiger, but then he's going to be taken down short of the 1st down.
Yeah, great open field tackle by Archie Rice that time to keep him from picking up the 1st down. Now decision time for Coach Simmons, and I think he's going to bring on the punting unit. They'll try to pin TSU deep, but a great tackle by Rice in the open field.
Archie Rice, the senior, making his presence felt in this ball game. So that will bring on Owen Houlihan to punt. He averaged 38 yards a kick last week, but he did have a long of 50. So he is capable. Number 2, Matthew Butler back on the return. This one goes over Butler's head. And the Panthers are going to down it at about the 2-yard line. So the Panthers are going to put the TSU Tigers in a big hole. We'll get all of your latest sports information, stats, and schedules at tsusports.com. The number one source for Tigers sports information. It's tsusports.com.
Well, Odom is going to lead this offense back onto the field, back up to his own 2-yard line. So far on the night, only 1 of 5 for 11 yards for Odom.
And as you can see, a lot of pretty young ladies, and it's not homecoming tonight. They just like to wear those crowns. I'm sure something's going on there. 1st and 10 for the TSU offense.
A lot of queens in the house tonight.
Okay, the handoff to Brad Woodard, and Woodard works his way forward. A nice run by Brad for a big pickup. You know, I had a chance to talk to Brad this week. You know who he said his favorite player is? Adrian Peterson. Because he said he runs like a maniac. He has that violence.
But these guys have some good role models. Yeah. Tom Brady, Adrian Peterson, future Hall of Famer. So, I mean, they picked some good guys to model their games after.
But he did say he tries to model himself after LaDainian because he's not as big as Adrian Peterson. So I think that's a pretty smart young man right there.
You don't want to be running over people like AP.
2nd and 2. Brad's going to take the handoff. Looking for a hole, and he's going nowhere. The ball is out again. But I think he's going to be down on the play. We're waiting for the official word to come in, but Brad Woodard had no place to go on that one, and he's going to be taken down on 2nd down. It was 2nd and short, and he might have lost a yard on that play.
Yeah, Brad, he only goes 5'8", 182 pounds, short and stocky. He has good strength, good power and speed when he gets into the open field. But he's going to need a little more help from his big buddies up front to open up some holes for him tonight against this tough Prairie View rush defense.
Well, they said he did manage to pick up a yard, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 1 for the Tigers. Brad Woodard again looking for the hole. He carries it forward and is going to make that 1st down for TSU.
Good, strong inside run by Woodard. Right behind that big offensive line led by the center, Jahlil Mathis.
Isaiah Lawrence making the tackle for the Panthers, but not before the Tigers picked up the 1st down. And, boy, that's a much-needed 1st down. They were working out from their own goal line, and you really would like to pick up that 1st down and pick it up on the ground, and that's what they did.
Yeah, got a little breathing room now for his offense to work with.
So Brad Woodard again, this time sweeping left, tries to turn the corner. It's going to be another short gain for the TSU offense. Jalen Williams making the stop for the PV defense.
Yeah, Jalen Williams, their leading tackler on the season. He's all over the field, 6'1", 225-pound junior, and he's surrounded by Anthony Stubbs and Cliff Mouton at that linebacking core for Prairie View. They are tough running sideline to sideline, and they will get into the backfield if you let them.
Williams leads the SWAC in tackles for loss. As you said, he's very tough, the leading tackler on the team. So 2nd and 7. This time it's Cook, Tyler Cook, straight ahead. You wanted to see that big offensive line go to work, and a nice surge right there. Cook with a big gain. On the tackle was Reginald Stubble, but not before the Tigers moved the sticks again. Tyler Cook on the carry this time.
Tyler Cook coming in averaging 3.5 yards per carry, 304 yards on the season on 81 attempts. If he can get to the second level, he has all kinds of speed that can take it to the house.
Well, he does, and he and Woodard are a really good 1-2 punch. They alternate both guys back there, and both are very, very capable running backs. So the Tigers will operate now with a first down, ball resting on the 25, and we have whistles on the field. And apparently TSU is going to call another timeout.
Third and final timeout.
Wow, all 3 timeouts here in the first period and only 13 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Well, you know, you want to be careful, but that's something they may miss later on in this half. But all 3 timeouts going, but Tigers are going to operate 1st and 10 when they come back. And, you know, the interesting thing about this series, we talked about the 12 seniors, and they're going to go out, and these TSU seniors would like nothing better than to go out with a victory over Prairie View. They couldn't draw up a better scenario.
No, absolutely not. And you know, the game was in danger early in the season when Hurricane Harvey came through. They had to find a place on the schedule to reposition it. And this turned out to be the perfect opportunity on Thanksgiving weekend. And the weather conditions couldn't be better here tonight as well.
Nothing better than turkey and football. Odom on a roll right this time. Has a man open. The pass is low, but Angel hauls it in. A nice catch by DeAndre Angel over there after a short game.
Yeah, and if that ball is on the money, he's able to turn upfield and pick up a first down, but a nice sliding catch to pick up the reception, and that's going to take us to the end of the first period.
That is the end of the first period, and we have no score, and as the TSU Tigers and the Panthers jog off to the sideline, we're going to jog off for another break. No score here. We'll start the second quarter when we come back. And we are ready to start the second quarter here at BBVA Compass Stadium tonight. The TSU Tigers hosting their rivals from Prairie View. We have no score here as we start the second quarter. Odom's going to pass. It's incomplete, but we have a flag down in the backfield. I hope I'm wrong, but that one went down in the vicinity of holding.
Yeah, it appears to be in that area.
Chop block. Offense. Number 53 and number 79. Half the distance to the goal. Second down.
Eddie Kelly on the call. He said the Tigers were guilty of a chop block, so that will back them up a little bit.
Yeah, that's when you have one of your linemen engage with a defender, and then you have one of the backs come up and hit him low, and that's going to cost you 15 yards, and that's a huge penalty against Texas Southern.
You know, but I've done a lot of games this year, and I've seen that play in college football more than any other penalty.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's really a safety measure for the officials because the defender is really in peril when he's put in that position.
Okay, Elijah Odom and company now operating with a 2nd and 20 yards to go. Odom hands it inside to Cook. Cook looking for some room, and he picks up a nice gain, but here comes another flag on the play. And we'll see what this one is.
Well, we came in thinking it was the belated Labor Day Classic. I think it's the belated 4th of July Classic with all these flags tonight. Flags everywhere.
Holding. Offense, number 4. Half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
Eddie Kelly with our call there. We saw Prairie View had trouble with the flags early on, and now we're seeing TSU just a little bit nervous with some of these flags.
Yeah, absolutely. And TSU is one of the least penalized teams, the least penalized team in the SWAC on the season. So back-to-back huge penalties here on offense, going to back them up inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down, and they need to get to Sugar Land to pick up a 1st down.
You know, the Tigers have done such a great job of digging themselves out of that hole, but the penalties have put them right back inside the 10. So Odom is going to throw this one. Looking down the field, taking a shot, has Angel, and it goes off his fingertips. Almost hauled that one in. A nice play, a good ball. He put it out there for his receiver, but he couldn't hang on. Jalen Harris on the coverage for the Panthers.
Yeah, good coverage. One-on-one down the near sideline on that play. And now it's going to be 3rd and forever for Texas Southern. They need about 27 yards here to pick up this 3rd down. So let's see what old Coach Haywood can pull up out here on 3rd and 27.
That was a good shot, though, because you never know what can happen. You could get the pass interference. You can get – they almost hit the big bomb on the play. So now it's 3rd and forever. Odom back, has some time. Looking around, fires across the field, has a man, but it's incomplete. The pass is dropped by Kidsey on the play. He was going to be well short of the 1st down anyway, but he could not hang on the defensive coverage. Reginald Stubble for the Panthers.
Yeah, watch this closeout by Stubble. Comes back to the football, knocks it out of the hands of Kidsey at the last moment. Even though he didn't pick up the 1st down or wouldn't have, that would have been a big play for TSU to get them out of their own end zone. But now they'll be kicking from about 5 yards deep.
Donald Halstead comes on. He'll be punting out of his own end zone. Good snap. Good pressure, but he got the ball out. Nice kick. And it's going to be returned by the Panthers. Have some room to roam. That is Floyd over there near the sideline, still on his feet. A flag is down on the play, but that is number 11, Darius Floyd, on the return with a big return for the Panthers.
Well, it's going to be roughing the kicker, and the punter is down in the end zone. He got hit on the attempted block, and that's going to come back, and TSU may have a 1st down, depending on if they call this roughing the kicker or simply running into the kicker. But unfortunately for Texas Southern right now, Donald Halstead is down in the end zone with an injury.
Well, the Panthers dialed up a punt block because Halstead was punting out of his end zone. And as the officials try to sort this one out, we'll see exactly what the call is from Eddie Kelly in just a minute.
Yeah, if it's roughing the kicker, it's going to be 15 yards and an automatic.
There are 3 penalties. All of them against the receiving team. Blocking the back, number 85 is declined. Blocking the back, number 30 is declined. Personal foul, roughing the kicker, number 4 is accepted. 15 yards, automatic 1st down.
Well, that's one way to get the 1st down there, but 3 penalties, all 3 penalties were against the Panthers. And look at the pressure. They put the heat on Halstead, and there was some contact.
Yep, absolutely. You ran into that plant leg. If you hit the plant leg, it's roughing the kicker, and that was the trigger for the 15-yard penalty. So a big break for Texas Southern as the ball moves out now to their own 23-yard line, and Odom and company now have some room to operate.
It was a great return by Darius Floyd, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. Even if you didn't have the roughing the kicker, they would have backed him up for the illegal blocks. So the Tigers get a 1st down off of that exchange. They will have it 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. They go to the Wildcat offense with Brad Woodard, that quarterback. Woodard this time is going to keep off tackle, has some room. Brad Woodard almost broke that. He was trying to get to the outside. A nice pickup on the Wildcat. Number 26 is Parker making the stop. Jew Anthony Parker.
And Parker does not make this tackle, Butch. Woodard is still running. There are a whole bunch of Panthers chasing him down from the. You see Woodard there. He raises his hands to the sky like, oh, if I could have just broken that one tackle, he would have picked up a first down and much more.
They do a really good job with that Wildcat, and they allow Brad to pick his holes. You know, it's a slow developing play, and he did a great job of reading that one. So the Tigers are going to operate now. Second down and about 7 yards to go. Fakes to Woodard. He's going to keep it this time, and nowhere to go for Odom. He's taken down in the backfield by Anthony Stubbs. Number 20 got in the backfield quickly and took down Elijah Odom for a loss.
Well, great penetration that time by Stubble. Watch him just come through unblocked as Ellis Mathis missed the block that time. And another 3rd and long now for Texas Southern.
And those are the type of plays that they're trying to eliminate this year. I mean, you had a nice drive going. Penalties took you back. Then you get the first down, and now we have a 3rd down and about 12 yards to go for a first down.
Prairie View now man-to-man coverage.
So Odom scans the field, has some time, throws one up, and it's going to be incomplete. Not sure where he was going with that one, but it just hit an open spot there, and that's going to bring up 4th down for the Tigers.
Well, Prairie View running some games in the secondary. They line up as if they're going to go man-to-man, and then they drop into a cover 2 zone, and it's really confusing the freshman quarterback right now. And that one falls into no-man land, as you mentioned, Butch, and Texas Southern going to have to punt once again.
A good sign. Halstead is back in the game, and he's going to be back to punt this one away. So definitely good news for Texas Southern. He was shaken up a little bit. Halstead this time hits a really good punt. Coming down again to Floyd, and he has nowhere to go. Good coverage by the Tigers. That is number 52, Darius Stapleton, but we do have a penalty marker down on the field.
Oh, goodness.
Stapleton did a great job hustling down for the Tigers to make that stop.
During the kick, blocking the back on the receiving team, number 33. 10-yard penalty, first down Prairie View. Timeout.
Well, the Panthers are just having a tough time working out that punt return, and while they try to work that out, we're going to step away with 12:14 to go here in the second quarter of a scoreless game between Texas Southern and Prairie View.
I could have sent my children to any school around the country, but we chose Texas Southern because they were interested in educating these children.
Any field that you leave Texas Southern with a degree in that you decide to pursue, you're not there because, it's sympathetic. You're there because you're one of the best. I'm Michael Strahan, and I am Texas Southern University.
Uptown Diamond offers an experience like no other. From the 100% customization to the true lifetime guarantee. We identify the traditional 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, and carat. But capture is something only Uptown Diamond provides. Capture is a diamond's intangible ability to accurately reflect you and the special person receiving your custom jewelry. You've captured her heart. Now, take her breath away.
Second quarter action now continuing between TSU and the Panthers from Prairie View. They will start, Prairie View that is, will start 1st and 10. Nico Hollins in at quarterback. This time he hands it off and there's nowhere to go. Several Tigers, including Sean Jones, in the backfield to make that stop.
Well, that's only the second rushing attempt of the night for Prairie View. Hollins so far on the evening throwing the football, 6 of 11 for 43 yards. That's going to be dropped for a 1-yard loss. So it's going to be 2nd down and 11, and TSU doing a good job up front so far tonight.
Yeah, you're right. Only the 2nd rushing attempt, and they only have a net of 6 yards on the night. So Hollins with the pass has a man open. It is complete. And it's still going down the sidelines, but he stepped out of bounds. That is number 3 on the play. Joshua Simmons, he was wide open right from the start, but then they managed to get him out of bounds.
Yeah, excellent play design here. Just a little throw in the flat, and if he doesn't step out, and I don't know if he did, he would have walked into the end zone.
Well, what we do know is there's no instant replay in SWAC games, so he went out of bounds. 1st down for the Panthers. Hollins with a give, and he has some running room, and finally taken down in the secondary by Sean Jones. That is number 1, Dewanya Tucker, and he's the speed back. Tucker last week had a 72-yard touchdown run. He's the guy. He only had 4 carries for 97 yards last week.
Yeah, he's a lot like Tyler Cook. If he gets to the 2nd level, watch out because he can go. Good job that time by the Texas Southern defense holding them to a minimal gain. Coming up with the stop was Jones, as you mentioned.
Yeah, he's 5'7", 165, so he can get lost in that backfield. Hollins this time fakes the handoff. He's going to pass it, has a man open, and it's going to be another 1st down for the Panthers.
So now you see Prairie View trying to spread out this Texas Southern defense, going to the boundaries, wide sweeps, out patterns, outside the numbers to try to stretch out this TSU defense and give their skill position more room to work with.
That was Kalen Riles with the catch and the 1st down for the Panthers. That one, nothing doing on that play. Number 3, Joshua Simmons, and the Tigers get him down near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just another quick throw in the flat, but a good job by Jones getting out to make the stop.
So this by far has been the best drive of the game for the Panthers as they continue to move the ball. 2nd down, 10 yards to go now. Hollins in at quarterback, fakes the handoff. Wanted to go deep, under pressure. He fires it down. The official says it's incomplete, but boy, that's going to be close. On Wusaya in the backfield, Ikena doing a good job putting the heat.
Yeah, that was real close to becoming a sack. Let's see if his knee hit the turf before he got rid of the football. Very close. Officials say he got rid of it just in time. Nevertheless, it's going to be 3rd and long now for Prairie View, and another good situation for this TSU defense to try to get off the field.
Good pressure by that TSU defense, putting some heat on Hollins, getting the player back in his face. So 3rd down, 10 yards to go for the Panthers. Hollins this time under pressure again. Uncorks it deep, has a man open, and that is a touchdown for the Panthers. Number 11, Darius Floyd. And when Hollins stepped up, when he got away from that first wave, that's when Floyd broke open in the end zone and hauled it in for the touchdown.
Well, that's a great job by the freshman quarterback. There's a flag down in the backfield, so let's check the marker. This may be coming back, Butch.
Well, the officials are backing up with the down marker, so you kind of wonder about that. Anthony Johnson, there was a lot of people in the backfield. They were close to Hollins, and he stepped up, and usually you get holding sometimes.
Well, we didn't get an official call from the officials. It's going to be 3rd down. They have to get inside the 30 to pick up a first. 3rd and 20. So take the touchdown off the scoreboard.
Yeah, we're assuming that was holding on the play, but there was no official word, but they backed him up 10. So 3rd down and 20 to go. Hollins again wanted to crank it deep. He's hit as he released it, and it's going to be incomplete near the sideline. He was trying to hit number 89, John Trey Epps, but the pass falls incomplete. Epps, the big tight end on that one, but he ran out of real estate.
Yep, and again, Hollins under pressure, throws it out of bounds. And once again, Texas Southern takes advantage of the Prairie View penalties. Defense gets off the field, and they'll have a chance at a punt return.
That will bring on Owen Houlihan in to punt it away for the Panthers. Gets a nice high kick that's going to hit her out of bounds near the 20-yard line. We will see where the official mark it. He's still walking. Looked like it's going to be out of bounds around the 26-yard line. So that is where the Tigers will start 1st and 10. We're going to pause for a quick timeout now. 9:16 to go. Still no score between the Tigers and the Panthers. The TSU Tigers have the football 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Elijah Odom still in at quarterback. Little movement up front, but no flag down as Brad Woodard takes the handoff and he surges forward for a couple of yards.
Well, both defenses doing a good job here in this first half. Texas Southern only 42 yards of total offense. Prairie View only 78 yards of total offense. Prairie View nearly has as much yards in penalties, 65, as they do in yards from scrimmage.
This is going to bring up a 2nd and 8 for the TSU offense. You got Odom at quarterback with Woodard in the backfield to his left. Odom under pressure, gets the football away. 50-50 ball. Angel has it, hauls it in, and he's going to have a big reception for the TSU Tigers. So what a job right there by Odom under some pressure, getting that ball deep, and Angel saw it, and the defensive back didn't.
Yeah, you see the corner blitz coming off the edge and able to get that one up into the jet stream and making a great grab downfield and picking up a huge first down. Great job by the quarterback and the receiver that time.
Yeah, the good thing about that play was number 20 was defending Anthony Stubbs. He got turned around. He had no idea where that football was. So a big first down for the Tigers. Woodard again being very patient, picking his way up the middle for a couple of yards.
Woodard trying to do his best Le'Veon Bell impersonation behind that big offensive line here tonight. Just kind of pick his way, pick his hole, and then explode.
He told me Ladanian, but that looked a lot like Bell. You're right about that. Looking for that hole to develop. He picked up a couple of yards on the play. So right after the big drive by Prairie View, the Tigers are now marching. 7:32 to go in the second quarter, and they have it 2nd down and 8 yards to go for the first down. Odom turns and hands to Cook. Nice cut inside, and Tyler Cook using his strong legs to just push that pile forward, and he picks up another first down for the Tigers. Jalen Williams, number 54, that linebacker you talked about, was right there on the spot for another tackle.
Well, great job by Cook. Watch, they let the backside defender linebacker come free, but a good job by Cook to explode into the line of scrimmage on the right side. then uses strength and power from his lower legs to pick up some positive yardage, move the chains, another first down.
Boy, you saw two different styles right there. You saw Brad Woodard taking his time, picking the hole, and then Cook just exploded through the hole. So the Tigers with a first down and 10 to go. Fake the handoff. Odom on the keeper coming toward the sidelines, and he steps out after a short pickup. So a nice play by Odom as he takes it, made a nice fake and decided to keep it. After that big run, everybody went for Cook.
Well, Odom has some rushing skills as well. Last week against Bluff, he had 12 carries for 92 yards and a touchdown, so he can move those wheels a little bit.
Yeah, he had an earlier game this year where he rushed for 172 yards, so that's what he does really well. So this time, it's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Tigers. Hands to Cook. Slips off tackle, still on his feet, and Cook fighting for that extra yardage for the Tigers.
Texas Southern really dominating the time of possession right now, over 14 minutes here in the first half. They've had the football. They want to punch it in now that they've entered the red zone.
And this drive has been 5 plays, 53 yards, and time of possession is so crucial in this game. And you see the Panthers move up top, pass down the sidelines, and we have another flag down near the goal line. So this is going to be interesting because it appeared the Panthers jumped off sides, and give Odom a lot of credit because he went through with the play anyway, threw it down into the corner, and then another flag came down in the vicinity of where you see pass interference every once in a while.
Once again, you may have multiple fouls against the defense.
So this crew has been very busy tonight. Eddie Kelly, along with Scott Johnson.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both of them on the defense. Offsides, number 75 is declined. Pass interference, defense, number 26 is accepted. 15 yards, automatic first down.
But what a smart heads-up play by Elijah Odom. Realizing that they jumped off sides, he went on and threw it down there and got the pass interference call.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a veteran move by Odom, just to throw it up, see what happens, gets the pass interference call in the corner of the end zone. New set of downs for Texas Southern inside the 5, where they are outstanding. #1 in the SWAC in the red zone this year, converting 91% of the time.
Hands off goes to Cook, and he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. He was trying to hit Malik Webb on that pass near the end zone when they called the fast interference. Number 88 down near the goal line did a good job going up and fighting for that football. So the Tigers, that's going to set them up 2nd and goal to go now from about the 5-yard line.
Texas Southern on the season, they've converted 16 touchdowns once they get into the red zone on 23 opportunities. Converted 21 out of 23 when you add in the field goal attempts.
Well, this time the Panthers want to talk about this a little bit because they have TSU knocking on the door, and they're going to try to make some defensive adjustments.
Well, uncharted territory here for Prairie View as they try to keep Texas Southern out of the end zone and keep the Tigers from getting on the board first. But a very competitive defensive struggle here in the first half. A lot of penalties so far in this ball game here tonight for Prairie View. 8 penalties for 79 yards. TSU 2 penalties for 22 yards.
Let's check on that Bayou Classic right now because they're going into the Bayou Classic there. They're heading into the 4th quarter, and you can see Grambling leading Southern 20-14. The Jags have made a little comeback, but Grambling still in control. And that, of course, is for the West Championship.
Yep, absolutely. Big game going on. 13 minutes, 57 seconds to go in that one down in New Orleans.
This drive, Ken, 7 plays, 69 yards for the Tigers. So it's been pretty methodical there. And these fans have had a lot to dance about in the stands so far, even though we don't have any scoring on the scoreboard.
Hey, defense wins games, so everybody loves a good defensive struggle, right? It's like pitching a shutout in a baseball game.
Okay, the Tigers go to the Wildcat with Brad Woodard at the quarterback position. The snap, and the Tigers jumped early, so it's going to be legal procedure, and that's something you don't want to see happen when you're down in a goal-to-go situation.
Foul start. Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Number 79 is Mildred Montgomery trying to get a quick start. He was pulling on the play trying to get there to make that, and he went just a little too quick on the play, and that's going to cost the Tigers 5.
Let's see if they go back to Odom now at quarterback.
Number 79, you can see the pull right there inside, and just a little movement up front for the Tigers. So now it's going to be second down after the penalty. Odom fakes the handoff. Odom is caught in the backfield, and he is taken down. The Tigers on a big play, but the Panthers responded. That is number 22, Jalen Coleman, who was in the TSU backfield.
Yeah, Coleman, he was there to ready. He was either ready to take out Woodard or Odom. Whoever had the rock, he was ready to wrap him up, and he did a heck of a job that time. Unblocked, came in from the backside, drops Texas Southern for a huge loss. Now, if you're Odom, you don't want to make a mistake here. Even if you don't get into the end zone, you want to protect that field goal opportunity.
That's a great point, though, Ken, because it didn't matter who he had. He covered both of them. So this is Odom. Fires into the end zone, and he's a little too strong. Was looking for Kitsy, and Kitsy wants to get a pass interference call in the end zone, but the official is not having it this time.
Well, let's watch it in the corner of the end zone. Kitsy one-on-one. Looked like the defender had a little bit of jersey, but not enough to draw the flag. The official thought about it, but he said, no, I'm going to let this one go. And we're going to see a field goal attempt.
Well, you're always going to think about it in that situation because you're right. There was a little contact there, and Odom trying to put up one of those 50-50 balls to give Kitsy a chance. So they're going to come out, and this is going to be a 31-yard field goal attempt for Aaron Cuevas. Now, he missed earlier in the game from 45, and now we have whistles down on the field.
Delay of game. Offense, number 58. 5-yard penalty, fourth down.
Well, that's going to make this field goal attempt just a little bit tougher.
You sure this isn't Labor Day? You sure this isn't the opening game of the season? Maybe we've gone back in time, literally, the way these two ball clubs are playing tonight.
Well, this time it's going to be a 36-yard attempt for Cuevas. The hold, the snap, and his kick is on the way, and it is good. So the TSU Tigers break on the scoreboard first. They take a 3-0 lead after a nice drive by Texas Southern.
And believe it or not, there's another flag on the play.
Well, let's see what they're going to talk about here.
Running into the kicker. Defense is declined. Field goal is good. Timeout.
So they ran into the kicker, but the TSU Tigers declined because they have 3 points on the board. They lead Prairie View with 4:14 to go here in the second quarter.
Some people are always in a rush. Gotta run to the store. Forgot to walk the dog. Oops, another unexpected emergency. But sometimes we just need to put our foot down and stop. Be aware of your surroundings. A safety message from your friends at Metro.
Excellence takes dedication. It can't be sometime, part-time, half-time, or spare time. It has to be all the time. Nothing in life is worthwhile unless it's hard to get there. That's how Baylor College of Medicine approaches healthcare. It's tough to deal with injuries mentally. I like to think about it as a new beginning. The focus needs to go toward healing and the confidence to come back stronger and faster.
I'm not the type to say any of this mushy garbage.
You know what? I'm going for it.
You are completely and utterly
Awesome. I'm glad you showed up.
in my life.
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
Every single time I
Get down!
you always have
My back!
It's really hard to describe. It's like all these tiny little things.
Yes, things.
Are actually friendship.
Okay, the scoring drive was 10 plays, 54 yards in 5 minutes and 2 seconds, and that was the big play on the drive. The pass to Malik Webb there This time it's Cook on the handoff. He ran extremely well in that second quarter. And then it's Cook again with the fake to Cook. Odom on the keeper. He takes it down. And the Tigers did a good job of mixing it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Good mixture of run and pass. And then the field goal attempt puts it through the uprights. And 4:14 to go here at BBVA. The Tigers strike first, lead it 3-0.
Yeah, Cuevas missed his first attempt in the game, and there was a penalty actually right before he took that attempt. So way to keep your concentration to come on for Aaron and drill that field goal in for the TSU Tigers. They take a 3-0 lead with 4:14 to go here in the second quarter. So Cuevas getting set to kick this one off. Number 11, Darius Floyd, deep on the return. This one, though, comes down to number 5, and he has some running room inside before he's finally tripped up, but that is Arthur Lockett
got
on the
a little
return.
scuffle going on here.
And they're mixing it up.
30-yard line, and you might see a couple of players out of this game.
Well, it is a rivalry, Ken, and
oh, yeah.
that happens every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. Getting a little heated. Now, this will be long discussion by the officials on this one.
Arthur Lockett had a lot of room on the return, and then as he's knocked down, that's when the scuffle broke out. And Michael Haywood is out there getting his gentleman back near the sidelines and basically saying, hey, guys, let's get order back into this thing.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the kicking team, number 56. That's number 56 first. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty toward disqualification. 15 yards, automatic first down.
There's a good block there, and see if we can pick up what happened after the play.
He said it was number 56. That's Micah Mentor.
You're right in the middle of the screen there. You'll see it around the 37, around the 40-yard line, and there they go right at it. And dragged down by the face mask, and that'll get you 15 yards every time.
You know what? The rivalry is one thing, but you just cannot lose your cool in a situation like that when you just took the lead in this game.
Yep, because now you get Prairie View, an offense that has struggled tonight. Excellent field position up near midfield. They were going to start out 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. You got a little over 4 minutes to go here before halftime. So let's see if this TSU defense can continue playing outstanding football.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Hollins at quarterback. Fakes it inside. Actually gives it inside, and it's a nice game for the Panthers. Off tackle with that straight ahead surge. That is number 20, Anthony Stubbs. Excuse me, number 28. You mentioned that I'd have problems with those yellow jerseys there. Caleb Broach is the ball carrier there for the Panthers, so he's going to bring up 2nd down. This time he hands inside again. It's going to be Broach again, and this time he's going to be down, and so is the penalty flag in the backfield.
Yeah, they threw that one right at the back of one of the offensive linemen.
Number 7, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's going to be Danny Garza, the freshman out of San Antonio. So that's going to cost Prairie View another 9 yards, and they're approaching about 100 yards in penalties here in the first half.
Sean Jones doing a good job getting in on the tackle. Terrell Stafford over there trying to help out. So they're being very aggressive, but you're right, the Panthers have been hurt by penalties a lot here in this first half.
Yeah, really hard to get a flow to this ball game for either offense with the amount of laundry on the field tonight.
So that'll repeat 2nd down again. Hollins looking to throw it downfield. Has a man, tries to drop it in there. And a nice one-handed catch on the play by number 3, Joshua Simmons.
Archie Rice came up from his safety position and delivered a blow. Watch the nice touch pass, the one-handed grab, and then the blow across the shoulder pass. Luckily, didn't hit him in the head, hit him right under the shoulder pad. Good, strong, solid tackle.
Hollins this time at the handoff inside. And that is going to be number 6, Stefan McCray. He's the ball carrier on the play, picking up a short gain. But what a play. It was a great throw by Hollins because he had to drop it in there, and it's tough to drop it in there, and he did it. We have a timeout. We have an injured player on the field, and it's one of the Panthers. It's number 50, Dejon Jones, who's down on the play. You know, you hate to see that because we had pretty much an injury-free game until this point.
Yeah, absolutely. big freshman out of Garland, Texas. And they'll work on him. Hopefully it's just something minor. Don't want to speculate. But a well-played defensive ball game. Both of the defensive coordinators have to be very pleased here tonight.
You know, both teams came into this game very well prepared. While we have a chance, Ken, let's talk about the coaches. And let's start with the visiting coach from the Prairie View Panthers. Willie Simmons, of course, is in his third year. He's been successful his first 2 years. You can see the play again, and we can see how the injury happened. Right there, he was taken down hard by number 61. That's Jimmy White, who took him down, and he's going to be helped off the field.
Yeah.
Number 50, Dejon Jones, helped off the field.
But yeah, you were talking about Coach Willie Simmons for Prairie View in his third season, back-to-back winning seasons. If they win the ball game tonight, there will be 3 consecutive winning seasons for the Panthers. And, of course, Coach Michael Haywood in his second year here at TSU and trying to get his team to their third victory here tonight.
Yeah, Michael Haywood, 53 years old. He has more than 25 years coaching experience in the college ranks. He also went to high school. He's a Houston native, went to high school at St. Thomas, and then went on to play wide receiver at Notre Dame, starring for the Fighting Irish. So 2 well-respected coaches in this business. So second down to go for the Panthers. Hollins has a man wide open, and he passed. It is complete to number 3. That is Joshua Simmons, and he's in for the touchdown. But he was wide open on that one.
It must have been a blown coverage in the TSU secondary as Simmons hauls in his second touchdown of the year. Just a little fake on the inside handoff. They caught the safety looking into the backfield, and that'll kill you every time. And Hollins goes over the top for the touchdown completion. And just like that, Prairie View goes on top.
Just a great fake by Hollins, and it froze everybody in the secondary. You're exactly right. The extra point attempt is good by Zach Elder, but that's what happened. It was a great fake by Hollins, and he actually froze the secondary, and that allowed number 3, Joshua Simmons, to get behind everybody. All he had to do was just make the catch, and he stepped into the end zone for the touchdown. That pass was 36 yards on the touchdown pass from Nico Hollins to Joshua Simmons.
And for Hollins, the freshman, that's his 19th touchdown pass of the year.
Yeah, we mentioned how he started the year off as the backup, but then he took over for the last 5 games. He's been the starter, and according to Coach Simmons, he's been an excellent leader for this team.
And coming up at halftime, the bands are preparing for the Battle of the Bands.
You see the marching storm there from Prairie View. They are fresh off of a trip to New York for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade from performing there, so they had a very busy week.
They did have a very busy travel schedule this week, and of course you see the Ocean of Soul preparing for their halftime performance, so we will have some of that action for you, so stay with us during the break for that.
The Ocean of Soul actually got to perform during the Astros championship parade, so they got to lead the parade of champions there. That was pretty cool.
Look, I had a front row seat for them. I saw them marching down Main Street. It was a tremendous celebration.
That was pretty cool. So we have Zach Elder kicking it off here for the Panthers. Deep to return is number 20, Daquan Jones. He has some room, still fighting his way. He's going to be down at about the 36-yard line, but a nice return for the Tigers with 2:15 to go here in the second quarter. Craig Rhodes coming up to make the stop for the Panthers.
The TSU at 92 yards of total offense here in the first half. As we look at some of the individual numbers so far here tonight for Odom at quarterback, 3 of 11 for 50 yards. And they may have to open it up here with only a couple of minutes to go here before halftime. TSU, remember, used all 3 of their timeouts in the first quarter, so they have no timeouts to work with here as they try to march downfield.
Odom, you mentioned that he threw only 3 passes last week, so he's well surpassed that in this game. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Elijah Odom with good protection, fires, has a man. That's Malik Webb, and he steps out of bounds with a first down for the Tigers.
Webb with his second reception of the ball game. Nice out route, picks up the first down. That's a veteran move. Watch Odom here in the pocket. Just a simple out route to Malik Webb. Knows where the first down sticks are, picks up the yards to gain, and gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Well, getting out of bounds was huge because you just mentioned it. The Tigers are out of timeout, so they're going to have to be conscious of the clock as they take off on this drive. Odom again looking to throw it over the top. Has a man, and Webb wants a flag. Webb thought he was being held on the play by number 26. Anthony Parker was giving coverage. Webb looked like he might have had a step.
He had a step, and the side judge on the near side here did not get turned around in time. You see the defender with a handful of jersey. The referee there to the left side had not turned around and did not see the defender grab Webb's jersey.
And you know, every time a defender grabs the jersey like that, he knows he's beat. And so that's a guilty conscience right there because he definitely grabbed his jersey. And you're right, Ken, the official just missed that one. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. And we have whistles on the field again, and it may be legal procedure again. So we've seen our share of flags here in this first half.
Illegal snap. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So that's going to back the Tigers up a little bit. You know, they hit that pass near the sideline and got that big first down. That was exactly how you wanted to start this drive.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you get a penalty to back you up. But the good thing about Odom, even though he's a freshman, he's poised in the pocket. Doesn't make too many mistakes.
That big offensive line gave him great protection on that completion. Let's see what they do here. Odom throws it short underneath. His man is well covered on the play, and it's going to be incomplete. He was trying to hit Mario Smalls, his big tight end, but he was well covered on that play.
Yeah, that was a dangerous pass into the flat. Defender jumped the route. Watch him coming up here. Excellent job. See if we can make out the number there. Can't quite see it. 22 on the play. Made a great job that time. Jalen Coleman. He's made a couple of nice plays in that Prairie View secondary this evening.
He's been pretty active this evening. Now that's going to bring up 3rd and about 15 to go for the Tigers.
Panthers with 2 deep safeties, 6 in the box. They may bring heat.
Odom has some time again, throws near the sideline, looking for Kitsy, makes the catch, steps out of bounds, and he might have the first down.
Wow.
It looks like Darvin Kitsy. What a play by what a play by Odom and Kitsy, because he threw that ball before he made his break.
It was a 3-man rush. Good job by Odom giving it over the corner in front of the safety. You could not hand the ball to Kitsy any better than that.
He just laid it out there, threw it to the open area, and Kitsy did a great job adjusting to making that catch. So a big first down for the TSU Tigers. The ball now resting at about the 45-yard line. 1st and 10. Odom's going to throw it again. Has nice protection. Now he doesn't, and he throws it away. A good call there as the protection broke down, and he did a smart thing by just getting rid of that football.
Definitely don't want to take a sack in that situation. No timeouts. You don't want to have a negative play. Live for another down, 2nd and 10. Watch the pressure from Prairie View coming from his left side, from his backside, and a good job by Odom just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he did a great job because he kind of felt the pressure coming, knew he had to unload the football, and did a great job of getting rid of it. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. This time he has good protection, fires a strike into a crowd, and it's going to be incomplete. His intended receiver was Malik Webb, number 88 on the play. But again, the Panthers back with some good coverage.
Yeah, Odom threw that one into triple coverage. Good protection in the pocket. Webb had an opportunity to bring it in, but good coverage in the secondary, as you mentioned, Butch.
Nice job. So here comes a big 3rd down here. We have 1:20 to go in the half, and here in the second quarter, and the TSU Tigers looking at 3rd and 10, trying to pick up a big first down to keep this drive alive. Well, some movement up front. Good job by Odom eluding the rush. Rolling, throws a pass near the sideline and is incomplete. But he did a great job of staying alive in the pocket. For just a minute, it looked like the Panthers might have been offsides because there was some movement up front. But good coverage over there by Anthony Stubbs.
Yeah, you saw the pressure come from the front side that time, and relentless pursuit by Prairie View, forcing Odom to throw it out of bounds. And now we'll have another punting situation as Halstead will come in once again. He'll try to pin the Panthers deep with 1:11 to go here in the first half.
He's done a good job, and the biggest thing he did was fall down on that roughing the punter earlier in this ball game, but Halstead hits this one. It goes kind of off the side of his foot, and it takes a bounce for Prairie View. It's going to be out of bounds near the 19-yard line. Well, bring in the new year with the TSU men's basketball team at the H&PE Arena as the Tigers take on Southern University. That one is on January 1st at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, so you still got time to do the New Year's Eve thing later that night. Tickets are on sale right now. All you have to do is log on to tsusports.com to get your basketball tickets today. TSU versus Southern on January 1st. They're going to tip it off at 4 p.m. So first down for the Panthers. Hollins tries to come back the other way, and it's almost intercepted. Anthony Johnson was right there for the TSU Tigers. Hollins drilled him in the chest with it, and he just could not make the play.
That ball got on him so quick, I don't think he expected it. Just a little reverse pivot that time by Hollins, and he threw it right into the hands of Johnson.
Anthony would love to have that one again because, boy, I tell you what. Hollins again, this time with a nice handoff inside, and it's going to pick up a couple of yards. Terrell Stafford, the big guy, making the stop for the Tigers on number 1, Dewanya Tucker. Stafford doing a good job bringing him down, but right now the Panthers are just running that clock down to 42 seconds to go here in the first half. Hollins in the pocket, good protection, has a man wide open. That is Joshua Simmons, the young man who caught the touchdown.
Yeah, Simmons just went down, found a soft spot in the zone, picked up the first down, and a nice run after the catch.
So Hollins now may try to put something on the board. Has time in the pocket, looking deep, has a receiver with a step, but it's going to be an incomplete pass. On the coverage for TSU, Markel Daigle. He was a little bit, but the pass was intended for Simmons again.
Yeah, Simmons on a post route, coming out of the slot or out of the Z formation to the wide side, had a step ball slightly overthrown. Now 17 seconds to go here for Hollins.
So Hollins with the roll this time to his right. Fires near the sideline, has a man, and he gets out of bounds to stop that clock. So a good job of executing by the Panthers. That is number 8, Quentin Bell, with the reception for PV. So now they have the ball resting at the 31-yard line, so they're definitely in field goal range, but we have 11 ticks left, so they're going to take another shot at the end zone. Hollins gets everyone lined up again. First down for the Panthers. He has good protection. Over the middle for the end zone. He has a man. A great catch on the play by number 11, Darius Floyd.
Archie Rice down in the end zone, injured, slow to get up. Prairie View's going to take their final timeout as the officials place the ball at the 1-yard line. Great job by Hollins. Look at a perfect spiral across the middle. Big hit in the secondary, but the receiver comes down with it. Now, what do you do here? But you only have time for one play. Do you play it safe and go for the field goal, or do you try to punch it in and go up by 11?
Well, you know, they say this is a rivalry. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to take something very, very quick. I mean, you're rolling the dice if you do that. You should have an automatic 3 from right there. We'll see what the Panthers decide to do. Coach Willie Simmons will have a big decision coming up right here with 4 seconds to go in the half. And it's funny how a ball game can turn, because minus that penalty against the TSU Tigers, you know, that allowed the Panthers to get that great field position, we're probably sitting on a 3-0 game.
Yeah,
even so.
absolutely. But a heck of a drive, as this has been a 6-play, 82-yard drive in 59 seconds by the freshman quarterback Hollins, and he has his Prairie View team 1 play away from pay dirt. This would be a huge stop for Texas Southern.
Well, they're coming back
out of the end zone.
Don't see the kicker, see Big Hollins, the quarterback, and I think Coach Simmons has made his decision, and it may be that he's going to try to get a quick touchdown here. So 4 seconds to go in the second quarter, and the Panthers are going to go for it. First and goal. Hollins with a nice fake. Has a man open in the end zone, and it's a touchdown to number 88. That is Christian Beltran.
Wow, that's big 98. The tackle eligible, I think it's Ronald Collins, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's big 98, Ronald Collins. So what a call by Willie Simmons. He was sitting on that play, and now we have a flag on the play. So Eddie Kelly is going to have to explain to us what happened on this play. And when you see that, they might have been a bad formation.
Here we go.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the bench for Prairie View. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed at the start of the third quarter.
So apparently that was after the touchdown on the play, the unsportsmanlike penalty on the Prairie View bench. So the touchdown is good. The Panthers go to the big bag of tricks there and come out with number 98. A big defensive lineman, Ronald Collins.
Yeah, big red shirt sophomore out of Houston Lamar.
The extra point try is up, and it is good. So we are out of time here in the second quarter. That is the end of the first half, and the Prairie View Panthers have come on here in the second quarter to take a 14-3 lead. And this game turned very quickly. What was a very hard-fought defensive battle, then all of a sudden Prairie View gets a couple of breaks, and we're looking at a 14-3 lead at the half.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple of breakdowns in the Texas Southern secondary on that last drive right before halftime. And Prairie View able to take advantage. Got a couple of big chunk plays by their freshman quarterback, Nico Hollins, able to drive them down in 1 minute and 3 seconds, 83 yards and 7 plays, and they cap it off with a touchdown.
Let's go down to Nick Strong, who's standing by with Coach Michael Haywood.
Coach, taking it 14-3 inside the locker room. What defensive adjustments do we make here in the second half?
We got to do a better job of covering. I mean, we had a blown coverage on the first touchdown, and then we had a personal foul penalty, a lack of discipline by one of the kickoff cover guys. And then the next thing you know, they hit another one coming directly down the seam. And so we got to do a better job of covering in the secondary.
On the offensive side, Coach?
We got to move the ball. We're not moving the ball with any consistency. We got to do a better job of catching the ball and getting upfield and making yak yards.
Back up to you guys. Thanks a lot, Coach. All right.
Okay, there was Coach Michael Haywood. We will go to break now with the Prairie View Panthers leading the TSU Tigers 14-3 at the half. We are at halftime of the Labor Day Classic between Texas Southern and Prairie View A&M University. Right now, as you can see on your screen, Prairie View leading this ball game 14-3. This is our Bud Light halftime show, and a 14-3 game, but for a while, all we had was a lot of really good defense on both sides of football.
Microphone there, turn myself on a little bit. Both teams excellent defense in that first quarter, particularly. TSU went into the second quarter with a 3-zip lead. A lot of penalties in this ball game, particularly against Prairie View. But the Panthers got hot near the end of the half, and then they were able to extend out to that 14-3 lead.
They did, and penalties actually helped them with that. 14-3 is the lead. Let's take a look at some of the action from the first half and the Labor Day Classic, which is going on in November. We could make this a tradition, the Labor Day Classic in November. So right away the Panthers, they didn't run the football much in the first half at all. That was a pass and an interception right there by Daigle, a big play for the Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. You see the tip drill coming up there. TSU gets the interception to get this ball game started. Thing looking very good for TSU getting started, and then Brad Woodard doing his thing on the ground as he's done so much over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's been a tough running back. Had 128 last week, and he had a good first half today for the Tigers. Now they tried a 40-yard field goal or 45-yard field goal early in the game, but Cuevas missed it a little wide left on that, so that was a missed opportunity for TSU early in the first half. I mentioned that defensive struggle.
Yeah, and then you look at the quarterback, Nico Hollins for Prairie View, the freshman. He had an outstanding first half. You see him dipping and dodging, and then he'll go up top for the long touchdown pass to Simmons from 36 yards out.
But that one was called back, and then we come back and we have, right there we have Brad Woodard again on the attack. And this time, Odom is hitting the backfield. He's got nowhere to go, and so the TSU Tigers attempt a field goal. That would put the Tigers up 3-0 as Cuevas hit that one because the PBTD was called back on the play. There was a penalty.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, of course, you'll see Prairie View come back. You'll see the kickoff return here.
Yeah,
and this is where you're going to get the penalty against TSU, the 15-yard penalty that Coach Haywood was talking about with Nick at halftime.
Arthur Lockett on a big return, and then you're right, that's when the scuffle took over after that. So that would set up Odom again. This time he goes down the field, and you could see, you called that, you said it was pass interference, but the officials didn't see it.
They didn't see it. They need our glasses up in the booth.
Odom again. Operating, throws one deep down the sidelines, and he has Kitsy, and that was a big first down for the TSU Tigers.
And then here comes Prairie View the other way. Nearly an interception by Johnson, but he couldn't hold on.
So Hollins came back. He threw some darts here in the second quarter, again with another big completion right there to Simmons, and then Hollins again.
Yeah, Hollins in the first half, 15 of 24 for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, leading Prairie View to the 14-3 lead as we look at the rest of the stats here in the first half.
Great catch right there by Darius Floyd. That would set him up, put him on the goal line for the touchdown. They ran the trick play. The big defensive lineman came up with the catch and went in for the touchdown. It was a big, big play for the Panthers as we see the score 14-3. But when you look at the total yards, Ken, 225 to 118, the game was a lot closer than that 14-3 score and the total yards difference.
Yeah, when you look at the statistics, very compelling on both sides. A lot of the Prairie View stats came on that last 82-yard drive by Hollins, but prior to that, TSU played a very competitive first half. Only a 14-3 ball game, so TSU with a great opportunity to come back here in the second half and try to steal a victory.
You look at the passing yards, and that most of those passing yards came in the second quarter for Hollins and the Panthers.
Yeah, absolutely. TSU did an excellent job in that first half holding down the freshman quarterback, but as we mentioned, those last 2 drives, he was able to pick up some chunk plays against the TSU secondary.
Well, the Tigers are in the locker room now, and I'm sure the question of the day is offense, and what are we going to have to do to generate some offense in the second half?
Yeah, absolutely, and what they're going to have to do is get that running game going. They did a great job the last couple of weeks. It stalled against this tough Prairie View defense, but they're going to have to get that going here in the second half.
Okay, we have some great halftime action coming up. We'll be back with second half action in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Carl Miner, founding pastor of the Church of Grace Fellowship and TSU's athletic team pastor. All of us are striving to be our best self, to be the best husband, best man, best woman, best wife, best student, and best student athlete. Here at Grace, we reintroduce you to your best self because we realize that God who put the best in us can only get it out when we reconnect with Him. Join us every Sunday morning here in Katy at 10 a.m. We look forward to growing with you. Go Tigers!
From Prairie View A&M University. Of course, earlier this week, they were in New York actually performing in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Texas Southern, of course, is waiting to perform, so we're going to turn all the action over to you at home. Enjoy as they have the Battle of the Bands here at the Labor Day Classic in November. What a great performance by both bands. Boy, we were in for a real treat tonight. We're going to pause for a timeout now and come back with second half action between Texas Southern and Prairie View A&M. And we are wrapping up the halftime activities here at BBVA Compass Stadium with the Prairie View Panthers leading the TSU Tigers 14-3. And they're operating the kiss cam in the stadium.
That's always a dangerous proposition, Butch.
Oh, it is. Man, you're playing with a loaded deck when you do that. There's no doubt about it. You know, we talk about this game and how much this is a big rivalry and stuff, you know. It was my pleasure to MC the Labor Day Classic luncheon this week. So I had a chance to visit with both coaches. And it's such a rivalry, but it's a rivalry with respect. Both sides have that respect for each other.
Well, you see that a lot, especially with the HBCUs. A lot of respect for each program and what they're doing and what they're trying to accomplish. But at the end of the day, when you hit the field and you get between those white lines, you want nothing better than to beat your rival. But when the game is over, it's all love and it's all brotherhood and it's all making sure that each one and each person can go home healthy at the end of this ball game.
Of course, after that luncheon, everybody thinks that Dr. Charles McClellan may give up his day job and go to Vegas and open a comedy act because he is just hysterical every year at that banquet, and this year was no exception.
And we're seeing
everybody wants to kiss whether they're on camera or not. They just want to kiss. But let's get back to the ball game. We'll talk about the first half a little bit. 14-3 Prairie View, but the game turned on a dime because it was 3-0 TSU, and then Texas Southern got an unsportsmanlike penalty, and then things started to snowball a little bit after that.
Yeah, absolutely. That gave Prairie View some momentum, gave them some good field position where they could open up the passing game for the freshman Nico Hollins, and you have to give him credit. He did a tremendous job on those last two series, watching Prairie View down. I think TSU got a little out of whack. The hurry-up offense that they went to at the end of the half kind of caught TSU off guard just a little bit. He was able to complete some chunk passes downfield, and Prairie View able to overcome 9 penalties in that first half for a total of 89 yards, and they go into the second half with this 14-3 lead.
No doubt about it, and it's anybody's ball game now. The Tigers got the football to start the game, so they will have to kick off to open here in the second as Aaron Cuevas will come on to kick it off. You mentioned Brad Woodard during the halftime show. He had a nice first half, 12 carries for 43 yards for the Tigers. He was the big offensive threat. And Malik Webb also had 2 catches for 45 yards.
Yeah, absolutely. They did a good job trying to keep TSU in this one as the second half kickoff will go into the end zone.
Cuevas is kicking. He's going to down that. I think he was just teasing the Tigers a little bit. So it's going to be down in the end zone by Arthur Lockett. So that means the Panthers will start 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line. So how important is this first series of the second half for that TSU defense?
Well, very critical for Texas Southern. You want to try to get a 3 and out. If you can do so, that'll give your offense some good field position. to take over here in the third quarter, but you have to find a way to put some pressure on the quarterback, Nico Hollins. He was 15 of 24 in that first half for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did throw 1 interception, but you have to find a way to put some pressure. I would look for TSU to maybe try to bring some pressure off the edges, maybe a couple of corner blitzes, try to get these linebackers up into the gaps.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Nico Hollins still at quarterback. Hands it inside, and a nice gain to kick things off by Stephon McCray. You know, he looks like he might be injured a little bit there as he stays down after the run. A nice gain on the play, and the Panthers have 2 running backs that they play a lot. McCray is one, and DeWanya Tucker. They alternate those guys, but with McCray down, we may see Tucker, who's the faster back of the 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tucker, he has some very explosive ability, averages 5.5 yards a carry. So he will come in to replace McCray, and we hope that he's okay. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him. As you look at the play here, he's going to get spun around and body slammed to the turf. He really hit that turf hard. Don't know if his head hit the turf. Yeah, it looked like the side of his head hit the turf there, and he's going to be shaken up just a little bit.
And while the doctors take a look at him, we're going to pause for a timeout, take a quick break, and come back with TSU trailing Prairie View 14-3.
I'm not the type to say any of this mushy garbage.
You know what? I'm going for it.
You are completely and utterly
Awesome. I'm glad you showed up.
in my life.
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
Every single time I Get down!
You always have
My back. My back.
It's really hard to describe. It's like all these tiny little things
Yes, things.
are actually friendship.
Define the fabric of a team. It's not selfish. It's not boastful. It's about many, sewn together to reach one common goal. But in order to win, you must learn to work together.
Well, Stephon McCray is on the sideline after that 8-yard run. We're not sure what his injury is, and we're not going to speculate about that. We just hope the best for the young man. So the TSU defense now trying to come up with a big stop, and Anthony Johnson and Julian Marcantel are right there to make it happen. They caught DeWanya Tucker in the backfield and spun him down, so he didn't get much at all on that play.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity now. We talked about, Butch, this 3rd down and 3 situation. TSU has to make a stop, try to slow down the momentum of Prairie View and get their offense back on the field, and we're going to have another official stoppage of play. Look like another Panther is shaken up.
Yeah, the officials say this timeout is on us. You're right, there's another Panther. I don't know if you can make out the number. I can't quite make it out from here.
Looks like one of the offensive linemen.
But there's someone else who's shaken up again. And so we just started the second half, and already 2 injuries for the Prairie View Panthers. That is number 70, Danny Garza. And they're looking at him, and it could be almost like he might be going through that concussion protocol. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to speculate, but he had his finger in front of his face.
Yep, exactly.
So that's number 7. And as we take a look at that Grambling score, it's a final. And the Grambling Tigers have knocked off the Southern Jaguars 30-21 to win the SWAC Western Division. So congratulations to the Tigers.
Yeah, congratulations to Grambling. They will be here next Saturday afternoon at NRG Stadium against Alcorn State for the SWAC championship.
Tigers had a great year. They finished undefeated in SWAC play, so they'll be moving on and deserving. So we pick it up here. Big 3rd down coming up for the Panthers. Hollins trying to fire it out to the outside. He has a man, makes the catch. and then he stepped out of bounds on the play.
Well, that was a great combination route on the outside. Darius Floyd bringing in. They had a short out and they had a deep out. You see, he didn't go to the underneath guy. He went to the deep target. Floyd made a great grab along the sidelines, picks up a big first down for Prairie View.
That's Darius Floyd on the catch. And that's good news. Stephon McCray back in the backfield. So apparently he was just shaken up. Nico Hollins, though, still at quarterback. This time he hands to McCray. Slips off tackle, still on his feet, and finally taken down after another gain of about 7 yards.
This is where that TSU defense has to stand tall. Prairie View with a couple of big drives at the end of the first half. Coming out now to begin this third quarter, picked up a couple of first downs. They've crossed midfield. TSU defense has to make a play.
Archie Rice on a big stop for that TSU defense. So now they're looking at 2nd down and 4 yards to go for Prairie View. Panthers have definitely slowed down their pace in this one. He puts a man in motion, turns and hands to McCray, and he has nowhere to go. May have lost a yard on the play. Julian Marcantel is there quickly to make the stop for the Tigers.
Prairie View, number 1 in the SWAC in third down efficiency. They make up 42% of their third down conversions. They're looking for another big one here on this possession.
Well, they're going to be tested again on third down. They completed the last one. A nice pass from Hollins to Floyd. This time it's 3rd down and 5 for the Panthers.
So far tonight in third downs, they're 4 of 7, over 50%.
Hollins looking to throw it again, fires over the middle, a strike, and he has his man. That is Darius Floyd again. Marquise Walker, number 38, made a big stop, but not before Floyd made the catch. And another first down for the Panthers.
Well, Floyd is their go-to guy on third down. That's his 5th reception of the ball game tonight.
You know, coming into this game, Kadero Hodge had been the leading receiver. He had been the guy to watch, but the Tigers are doing a good job of taking him out of the mix, but Floyd has definitely picked up the snack.
Yeah,
so first down now for the Panthers. Shot downfield by Hollins, has a man, and he just overshot him. He was testing the TSU defense deep, and speak of the devil, there's number 4, Kadero Hodge. He was a target on that play.
You got to let sleeping dogs lie, Butch. Let sleeping dogs lie. He had a step, and just over his outstretched hands. And Hodge on the night, only 2 receptions for 4 yards.
He's a guy that comes into this game with 7 consecutive games scoring a touchdown. And like I said before, so far TSU has really done an excellent job on him. So now the Panthers with a 2nd and 10. The handoff in the backfield, and once again that TSU defense. Jimmy White is there. Anthony Johnson is there. Stapleton is there. There's a lot of TSU, a lot of maroon and gray right there in that hole. Julian Marcantel, as I said, also helping out.
They're going to give him forward progress to the 37-yard line, so that's back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. And now let's see if Coach Haywood and his defensive staff can dial up something here against this 4 wide receiver set of Prairie View.
Well, TSU defensively have been very tough so far on this drive. The problem where they haven't succeeded is on 3rd down. So here's a chance for them to come up on 3rd down, and now we have a whistle on the field. And a timeout for the Prairie View Panthers. They could just not get set. They were trying.
First charge of the second half. 30-second timeout.
They tried several formations there, and there's something that just wasn't going to happen, and Willie Simmons just decided to call the timeout.
Yeah, didn't want to get another penalty because that was a illegal procedure waiting to happen if they would have snapped the football. So instead of taking the 5-yard penalty, he takes the timeout, regroups on the sideline. Texas Southern there huddled around defensive coordinator and trying to come up with a play to try to slow down this Panther attack.
Well, you have to be impressed with what that TSU defensive front is doing here in the second half. I mean, they're shutting down the run. It's just when they come up on that 3rd and short, they're having trouble defending the 3rd down.
Well, they're going to have to probably go to double coverage on Darius Floyd. He's been the go-to guy for Hollins in these 3rd down and long situations. Number 11. And he's going to line up to the inside slot to the top of your screen.
third down coming up for the Panthers, and they look over to the sideline to change the play a little bit. Hollins in the pocket this time. Under pressure. Fires over the middle, and it's almost intercepted by Dondre Dobbins, number 7. He read that one all the way, broke on the football, and probably should have had that interception.
Yeah, great job by Dobbins. Texas Southern a couple of times tonight has had their hands on footballs from Hollins, just couldn't bring them in. Tigers come with a double corner blitz, and Dobbins hops in front of the receiver, knocks it away, and it'll force a punting situation for Prairie View.
What a good job, though, by that TSU defense answering the call. You know, they forced them into that situation by stuffing the rush, and all of a sudden you come up 3rd and 10, and they're able to make the big defensive play. So the kick is going to be a little pooch kick. He's trying to down it inside the 5, couldn't do it. It goes into the end zone. So the Tigers will bring it out and start 1st and 10 for TSU. So you check that box, job done by the TSU defense to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though Prairie View picked up a couple of first downs, you're able to get off the field. The punt goes into the end zone. So you'll start off 1st and 10 at your own 20-yard line. Now it's up to this offensive attack to get going. Try to get Brad Woodard involved in this offense.
That was a 9-play drive, 37 yards, and the Panthers held on to the football for 4 minutes and 43 seconds. So now we will pick up Elijah Odom back at quarterback for the Tigers. And we have whistles and movement again, and both sides are pointing at each other. And referee Eddie Kelly. I think Eddie Kelly just wanted to get the message to the bands that once these guys come out of the huddle, we don't want you to be playing. So that's better than a penalty. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Odom with a lot of time coming back to the sidelines, looking in the direction of Malik Webb. That one is short.
Yeah, that was a deep out to Webb on the far sideline. Just a little comeback route. He saw that he had one-on-one coverage on the outside. Simple play fake. The ball was underthrown. Webb did not have an opportunity. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he threw that one out there, and it just didn't get quite enough on that football. Webb might have been open on that one. So here we go, 2nd down for the Tigers. Odom has a man wide open. It's Kitsy. He makes the catch, steps out of bounds, and has a TSU 1st down. On the play defending Reginald Stubble, but that was a good play by Kitsy.
Yeah, much better throw that time by Odom from the pocket. Comes back to the near sideline this time. Drops it in over the top to Kitsy. Picks up a nice 12-yard gain for the 1st down. 17-yard gain, excuse me.
You're right. The mechanics were a lot better on that play. It's like he set his feet, stepped into that throw. This time he hands off to Woodard in the backfield, and Woodard has nowhere to go. Several Panthers are there, including Jalen Coleman. He's going to lose a yard on the play.
Well, Prairie View's defense is really doing a good job stuffing the TSU running game here tonight. This is a TSU offense that has averaged over 300 yards per game on the ground the past 2 weeks.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 11 to go for the Tigers. Odom with Woodard in the backfield. Blitz is on. He dumps it off looking for his big tight end, Mario Smalls, but I think he was just unloading that one, Ken.
Yeah, absolutely. He saw the pressure coming up the middle. Prairie View, they brought 7 that time, and they were pushing the pocket back into the face of Odom. He just had to get rid of it, did not want to take the sack, but now they're going to face a 3rd and long from the 36-yard line. Big offensive play here for Texas Southern. Under 9 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, they like to keep possession of the football and keep moving down the field if they can. So Elijah Odom up, looking at a 3rd and about 11 yards for a TSU 1st down.
PV with man-to-man coverage across the board, 1 deep safety.
Odom surveys the field, comes out of the pocket. Now he's running with the football, and he's going to get out of bounds, and he's going to be short of that 1st down. He only got half of the yardage he needed on the play.
Well, Odom read the coverage. He saw that it was man-to-man coverage, which usually will leave a running lane for the quarterback, but Good job by Prairie View to close on Odom before he could get to the first down marker.
That was big Jalen Williams again, quickly reacting to that football and getting over there to get him out of bounds before he could pick up the first down. So we're going to see Donald Halstead again. He's coming in to punt the football away. Number 11 is one of the receivers back to return, Darius Floyd. We've seen a lot of him today. Halstead nails this one high and deep. And a fair catch is called for and made right there by number 11, Darius Floyd. So Floyd has been very dangerous today. And as number 11 trots off, we're going to trot off for another timeout here. 8:19 to go in the second quarter with Prairie View leading Texas Southern 14-3. And welcome back to BBVA Compass Stadium. We will pick up the Prairie View Panthers with the football. And Ken, one of the good things about like working in Houston for so long and being in this business for so long, you always run into people you know. Had a great chance to visit with Bubba McDowell, the assistant head coach of the Prairie View Panthers, who's doing a great job over there for the Panthers.
Here we go. A long-time great of the Houston Oilers.
And that is a pass to Hodge. So Hodge, who was quiet most of the first half, Kadero Hodge comes up with a catch.
Yeah, but you were talking about Bubba McDowell as we look at the replay here. Hollins across the middle into that TSU secondary. And we know Bubba McDowell was a big hitter for those Houston Oilers in those old House of Pain days at the Dome.
Those were the days. Bubba was an outstanding defensive back, played a lot of safety, did a great job for the Oilers during those days. And Bubba was also in that comeback in Buffalo that he doesn't like to talk about. So here he goes. Second down for the Panthers. And Hollins is high, overshoots Hodge. It looks like they're making an effort to get that football to Hodge now. Maybe they saw the same thing that we saw, that Hodge was just not involved in the first half.
Yeah, trying to get him involved, but that pass overthrown. Good coverage in the secondary. And it's going to bring up a second down and 10 for Prairie View. And trying to get some energy on this TSU side, trying to get the fans back involved after halftime. They need a big play defensively. They got a good stop on that last drive to force a Prairie View punt. They'll try to do the same thing here.
Defense trying to set the tone for the Tigers. Nico Hollins, number 2, the big quarterback for Prairie View, hands it off inside to McCoy, Stephon McCoy, and he picks up a couple of yards. And now for one of my favorite parts of the game as we take a look at McCoy. The A-Rocket Movers presents Do You Know TSU? And the question is, which school leads the all-time record for the TSU versus Prairie View rivalry? Now, I gave that answer earlier in the broadcast, so if you know it, don't give it away, Kenny.
I won't.
We'll let you chew on that one for a little bit and see what you guys can come up with at home. This time, Hollins on the roll right, fires out to the sideline, has a man, and it is complete. That is number 3, Joshua Simmons, who's also had a nice game so far for the Panthers.
I mean, see Hollins utilizing all of his targets now. Trying to keep this TSU defense off balance. This time he rolls to the right, just drills it. Nice catch by Simmons on the run and out of bounds. He does an excellent job on those out routes.
He does, and he's been a favorite target also in this game. He and Floyd have had a whale of a game so far. Hollins again, 1st and 10, looking to throw again, forced out of the pocket. A flag goes down. That could be holding against the Panthers, but a big hit by Anthony Johnson on the completed pass.
Offense, number 72, 10-yard penalty, first down.
But it is holding on Corbin Finlayson. So he was in the backfield holding on the play, and the officials were right there on the spot, threw the flag right at his feet.
Yeah, watch Finlayson right in the middle of your screen, and he got his hand in the cookie jar on big number 61 there for TSU. Jimmy White keeping him from getting to his quarterback, but he's going to pay the fine of 10 yards and back his team up 1st and 20.
Jimmy White with some good penetration, a nice push up front, getting all the way back into that Panthers backfield. So that's going to back him up for 1st and long for Prairie View. Nico Hollins with the fake, looking over the middle, and it's intercepted. Archie Rice, the senior. And here comes Archie Rice down the sideline. Archie Rice is going to score for the TSU defense. So you mentioned the Tigers needed to come up big on defense. You can't come up much bigger than Archie Rice right there with the interception and the return all the way for the touchdown.
Well, when you need a big play, you dial up a pick six. Archie Rice right into his bread basket, gets some good blocking downfield on the return. No flags on the play. Rice takes it to the house. TSU right back in it.
Well, that's that senior leadership, and Archie Rice has been around, and he saw them. They have been so open during the middle of the field, and Archie probably said, you know what, I need to stop this party right now. So the Tigers will come on and attempt the extra point. Cuevas, and is blocked. Picked up by the big tight end, and he's going to be close to scoring a 2-point conversion. But we have a flag down on the play. The Panthers blocked the extra point attempt. It was picked up by Mario Smalls, and he's finally going to be tackled.
There's a lot going on that play. Now they got to sort out the penalty flag. But yeah, if Mario Smalls could have gotten into the end zone, that would have been a 2-point conversion.
On the kicker team, number 53. That penalty is declined. Extra point is no good.
Well, that penalty is going to hurt, but obviously it was an illegal block, but they didn't block the right guy because the Panthers blocked the extra point attempt.
Well, the good news for TSU, they get a touchdown on the scoreboard. Cut it to a one-possession game, 14-9.
No doubt about it. That return by Archie Rice, 39 yards on the interception return for the TSU touchdown.
Yeah, one of the few bad throws we've seen tonight by Nico Hollins. You see Mario Smalls trying to punch it in there on the block extra point attempt. But now Texas Southern only trailing by 9 points, and you feel the buzz back in the stadium over here on the home sideline.
Well, you mentioned you wanted to hear some noise. You wanted the TSU fans to get back into the action, and that's the type of play that will make your house start to rock a little bit. And as we speak, yes, that young lady has a lot to dance about.
Baby girl, get down.
That was a great interception return by the senior Archie Rice, one of 12 seniors honored before tonight's game, and he came up with a huge play in his last home game at Texas Southern. So Floyd's going to be one of the deep men set to return this one. He's had a big night. Also back is Arthur Lockett with Floyd for the return. So with 5:52 to go here in the third quarter, Cuevas is going to kick it off. It's going deep to Floyd. He drops it. Goes back and picks it up at the 6. Floyd has a low hole. He gets through the hole, and he's going to be taken down by Carter Jefferson. So how many times do you see that happen when a receiver fumbles the return, picks up the ball, and there's always a little crease?
Yeah, because the opposing team gets excited, and sometimes they get out of their run lanes. Luckily for Texas Southern, they were able to recover and drop him at the 25-yard line.
Well, Carter Jefferson probably saved the touchdown there because he had a lot of running room to work with than Darius Floyd. And we take a look now at the interception right here. Hollins, and boy, Rice just read that perfectly.
Yep, absolutely. And he has a convoy on the way back to the end zone. And again, on those returns, you always have to be wary of penalties, and luckily for Texas Southern, no flags on the play. Great job by Rice taking it to the house.
Read that all the way, 39 yards on that return for the quick 6 for the Tigers. While we were away, Terrell Stafford came up with a big play inside. He and Jimmy White stuffed McCoy again in the backfield. DeWanya Tucker, number 1 on the carry. So the rushing yards have come tough tonight for the PV Panthers. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. No gain on that 1st down play. Hollins is looking for a quick pass out to the outside, and too much room over there by Zafir Murphy as the pass was completed right there by the Panthers.
Yeah, both teams have struggled rushing the football tonight. Texas Southern, great job defensively on the ground, holding Prairie View to 42 yards rushing so far tonight. The Panthers have done their damage through the air. 251 yards against the TSU secondary, but Archie Rice negated some of that with the pick 6 on the last possession.
Another catch by Simmons. He's had a big night for the Panthers. Hollins this time with a blitz on, and he's hitting the backfield. Sean Jones and Ikena Onwusaya there for the sack, and it was a foot race to see who was going to get there first.
Well, you'll watch. They run a little stunt. Jones comes from the outside. Big Ike comes from the inside. And they meet at the quarterback for a Holland sandwich. And it's going to be a 4th down for Prairie View. And they're going to have to punt it away to Texas Southern.
Well, somebody has lit the fuse under this TSU defense here in the 2nd half. They are making big play after big play. So now the Tigers, Matthew Butler back on the punt return. He's telling everybody to get away from it. But it takes a Panthers bounce. A little pushing and shoving going on down there, and it's going to be touchdown at about the 33-yard line. And now PV's going to get hit with the penalty.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Referees, they're a little sensitive tonight, a little tentative. You can't yell at them like that, and that's going to cost Prairie View 15 yards.
You know, tempers are always going to be flaring in a rivalry game, but you got to be so careful. Panthers were trying to say they had the football, but that was only because there was a lot of pushing and shoving down, pushing the TSU player onto the football.
Right, they tried to push the TSU player into the football, and then they're yelling at the referee, saying it's their ball, and the official was having none of it. So now Texas Southern with excellent field position. They'll begin this drive just shy of midfield, and Odom with an opportunity to try to get his ball club to lead back.
Well, the defense has really set him up with some great field position, a 14-9 game with 3:49 to go in the 3rd. And he hands it off to Brad Woodard inside, and Woodard has no room to roam. I mean, that was shut down very quickly by number 98, Ronald Collins.
Yeah, Collins out
number
here,
98.
out here doing work, catching touchdown passes, dropping players in the backfield. He's having a big game.
Well, the big fella's been active tonight, and he's been a force for the PV Panthers. So loss of 1 on that play, so he's going to bring up 2nd down and 11 to go for TSU.
He used to do a lot of damage over at Lamar High School and doing the same thing down the road at Prairie View.
Odom looking to pass. Now he runs out of time, throws it over the middle, was trying to hit Webb. Pass is going to be incomplete. Threw it behind him and low. Webb could not hang on.
A good pressure coming from the left side of that Prairie View defense, coming in unabated. And good job by Odom just to get rid of it before he got smothered. Webb had an opportunity to catch that one, went through his hands, and it's going to be 3rd and 11. So now another big play needed by this TSU offense. When they've needed big plays, it's been Webb. He's going to line up here to the near side.
It's been a lot of play for Odom. It's been a process every week. He's been learning and getting better and better. We have whistles on the sidelines, but you can tell he's a freshman. You can see
Texas
it.
Southern. 30-second timeout.
So TSU uses a timeout. But what I was going to say is you can see it. He'll make a big play, and then he'll make a mistake with the pass. Yep. And that's just part of the learning process.
Part of the learning process, part of the growth of a young quarterback. You see it across college football landscape. Anytime you see a freshman, young sophomore quarterbacks, part of the growing pains, but you see the learning ability and you see the progress that he's made since he's taken over the starting role. And this is the first game that he's really been thrust into throwing the football a lot. The last couple of weeks, he's done most of his damage on the ground.
And, you know, you're seeing flashes of the talent also.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Coach Haywood has a guy in the making that he can depend on, and that's one thing that's kind of held the Texas Southern program back since Haywood has been here, is that he's really had instability at the quarterback position. But if this kid can continue to grow on the field, in the classroom, come back in the spring, have a great spring training, things are going to look very good for the 2018 season.
Yeah, you got to remember that Odom was the third-team quarterback when the season started. And now he's the starter going out. So it's going to bring up 3rd down 11 for the Tigers. Good protection for a while. Now Odom runs out of time, and he just threw that one out of bounds. But they kept pushing that pocket back. That time the offensive line could not keep him off of Odom. They kept pushing that rush back into the backfield.
Well, that's some big guys on that big front for Prairie View. And they were able to overpower the TSU offensive line on that possession, push the pocket back into the face of Odom. Good job by the young quarterback not to take the sack, don't take the loss, throw it out of bounds, punt the football away. Still plenty of time in this ball game.
Halstead on to kick it away. Hits one high and deep. Floyd is calling for the fair catch, but he can't get to the football. Now the Tigers are going to have a great opportunity to down it inside the 5, and they do. A big play by TSU to touch that one down. Number 41, DeMonterio Anderson, down on the punt coverage team, downing that ball inside the 5.
That's another great opportunity for this TSU defense. They have Prairie View pinned back at the 5-yard line. Try to force a 3-and-out, get the ball back to your offense in good field position.
Do you think this is an opportunity where we may see the Panthers try to get that running game going? I mean, they've struggled with that tonight. They have not been able to run the football.
Yeah, and of course, Hollins is a young quarterback himself. He's thrown a couple of interceptions here tonight. You don't want to put him in harm's way, so if you can try to fight out of here with a couple of running plays to McCray, you'll do that. Let's see who they have lined up in the backfield next to Hollins.
Caleb Broach, number 28, is in the game at tailback. They've used 3 running backs in this one tonight. And this time, he pulls it out on the zone read, and the big quarterback keeps, but he has nowhere to go. Number 28 is Patrick Howell, and he's quickly up there for the TSU defense.
And Terrell Stafford came in from the backside as well to help bring him down. Watch it again. You'll see the pressure from the inside. Hollins tries to go out, and they're able to gobble him up for no gain.
Stafford, the transfer from Coastal Carolina, he's had a fine season for the Tigers. So 2nd down. The pitch goes to Floyd, number 11. Darius Floyd on that little jet sweep. He pitches to him really quickly, and he turns it into a gain.
Well, it's a nice second down gain. Picks up 8 yards on a little jet sweep. So now Prairie View sets themselves up in a 3rd and manageable situation, 3rd and 2. So now they'll have the entire playbook open for Hollins.
But
they may try to give him a run-pass option here.
But that was a good call, because that's the first time we saw the jet sweep tonight, and they turned it into an 8-yard gain and set him up in a 3rd and manageable situation. A 3rd and 2 for the big quarterback, Nico Hollins. This time he fakes the handoff. A little half roll, throws it out near the sideline, and it's going to be very close. The official comes in, and now he's talking about it. Let's see. He says they're saying he made the catch. So that's going to be a 1st down for the Panthers. It took them a while to kind of realize whether or not he got the 1 foot down.
Yes, watch it here. They fake the handoff, roll him to his strong side. Good toss on the sideline, and the official says he did get his foot down.
Hollins, and this one is tipped and complete. That ball was tipped by a TSU defender, and it went right to Joshua Simmons, who got what he could do on the time, but it was a dangerous pass. Almost intercepted by TSU, and then it ended up being completed.
That was nearly another pick 6 going the other way.
Patrick Howell recovered to make the tackle after that, but a quick, aggressive play by that TSU defense. Second down, 9 yards coming up. Hollins rolling to his right again, has a man wide open. That is number 3, Joshua Simmons. And for some reason, TSU has had problems with that specific play defensively near the sideline.
One thing that Prairie View has done to make Hollins more successful, they're giving him half the field to work with. They're not just dropping him back for the most part in the pocket. They're either rolling him to his left, rolling him to his right, where he really only has one read, either short out or a deep out.
Fake inside. Hollins with the pass. It's completed on the slant. That is number 7, Zarian Holcomb, making the catch for the Panthers. And so that is the end of the third quarter, with the TSU Tigers making a move as we go to timeout. The Panthers lead it 14-9 over the TSU Tigers.
I'm Percy Crusoe. If you haven't been to French's Chicken, or if it's been a while since your last visit, no place does chicken like French's. Our chicken is seasonized with our blend of Creole herbs and spices. Our side dishes include the tastiest greens and red beans and rice you'll ever put in your mouth. Try our new King Roll rotisserie chicken at our Scott Street location. Come on by French's Chicken, where the taste lasts forever.
Hi, I'm Golden Brooks from the hit show Girlfriends, and I'm happy to talk about Houston's first urgent psych facility. So if you or someone you love suffers from mental illness, you don't have time to wait in an emergency room line. Urgent Psych Care understands your dilemma. Their facility is the first mental health facility in Houston to provide crisis stabilization, medication management, and counseling. You can speak with the Urgent Psych rep by calling 713-747-2700.
Excellence takes dedication. It can't be sometime, part-time, half-time, or spare time. It has to be all the time. Nothing in life is worthwhile unless it's hard to get there. That's how Baylor College of Medicine approaches healthcare. It's tough to deal with injuries mentally. I like to think about it as a new beginning. The focus needs to go toward healing and the confidence to come back stronger and faster.
The Texas Southern fans trying to cheer their team on, but right now is Prairie View picking up a little bit of the slack. The freshman quarterback, Nico Hollins, so far tonight, he's completed 25 of 38. He has 307 yards. His top receiver, number 3, Simmons, 11 catches for 152. So wow. They have been flying the friendly skies tonight.
They have been using a lot of frequent flyer miles here at BBVA this evening.
McCray, the leading rusher, but he's only rushed the ball 7 times for 28 yards. So, but he's been the top ball carrier for the offense, Stephon McCray. Here we go again. It's McCray with the football, and he rolls that right into the secondary, picks up a first down, and the Panthers will move the sticks again.
So PV taking a page out of the TSU playbook with a little wildcat to begin the third period.
The direct snap right to McCray, and he knows what to do with it. He goes to work.
Looks like they're going to do it again. McCray back in the wildcat.
This time he fakes the handoff, hesitates just a little bit, but a lot of running room inside for McCray. He's close to another first down. He's close to the sticks again. So yeah. The Panthers have found something inside in this wildcat formation.
Watch him. Once he gets through the line of scrimmage, he breaks the tackle. Archie Rice had him there for a short gain. He runs through the tackle, picks up another 5 yards after contact. So instead of 2nd and 7, you're looking at a 2nd and 3. And
so they're staying with it because it's working. So McCray again, this time didn't even fake it, just kept it right up the middle, and again picks up a big chunk and another first down for the Panthers.
And TSU's going to come in with a couple of big reinforcements on defense, checking back into the ball game. Big Ike is coming in, and also along with Terrell Stafford. So the starters getting back in on that defensive line to try to slow down this wildcat.
Well, and that's a philosophy that apparently Coach Willie Simmons has decided if it's not broken, we're not going to stop until they stop us. They've got a lot of success out of this Wildcat on this drive. Once again, McCray at the quarterback position. This time, takes it, keeps it off tackle, big hole, still on his feet, fighting and finally taken down at about the 7-yard line. So McCray, all of a sudden, the running game has come alive. Stephon McCray, now 10 carries for 51 yards.
Well, this time they run over the left side. They run away from the strength of the TSU defense, and he's led up into the middle by big number 70. Opens up a huge hole, and now they're inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal.
Still in that Wildcat formation. We have whistles and a flag down on the field. So that's illegal procedure going to be against the offense.
False start. Offense. Number 71. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So that penalty may give the TSU defense a chance to get a blow, catch their breaths, and figure out what's going on with this Wildcat.
Yeah, that was against Sean Pierce, the left tackle. And that's the first negative play of this drive for Prairie View. They've had a ton of penalties here tonight. 13 penalties for the Panthers, 134 yards. And back in at quarterback is Hollins.
Hollins takes his time, man, wide open over the middle. His pass is good for the touchdown. That's Zarian Holcomb, the tight end, making the catch for the touchdown for the Panthers. And we're going to have a penalty. That's going to be excessive celebration, I'm sure. But Hollins does a really good job of delivering that ball in there with touch when he has to.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 11, after the touchdown for taunting. 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Touchdown is good.
So it's going to, yes, excuse me, go ahead, Ken.
No, I was going to say you just have to give a lot of credit to offensive coordinator Alex Jackson for Prairie View. He comes out, runs 5 consecutive Wildcat plays, then he comes back with Hollins on the play-action pass, catches the Texas Southern secondary off guard. They're able to punch it in for 6.
And the extra point attempt is blocked, picked up right there by Dondre Dobbins, and he's going to step out of bounds. So now we're even in point after touchdown attempts because both teams have had one blocked here today. As Dondre Dobbins goes and takes a seat with that football, we're going to take a timeout here in the booth with the Prairie View Panthers leading 20-9 over TSU. And take a look at the scoring drive by Prairie View. Nico Hollins at quarterback, but then they go to the Wildcat, and that was all she wrote for McCray. They found something there, and McCray started rolling up the yardage.
Yeah, absolutely. 11-play, 95-yard drive. Took over 5 minutes off the clock, and then Hollins comes in with the touchdown pass on the play action, wide open in the end zone. Prairie View extends out to an 11-point lead, 20-9, but still a lot of hope for the TSU faithful.
That was Zarian Holcomb on the touchdown pass, making the catch for the Panthers as they take it down. We have 12:28 to go in this game. It's now 20-9. PV out in front, leading the TSU Tigers. And, you know, if you're thinking that the Tigers may try to put in another quarterback, that's it. I mean, they don't have another quarterback. It's Elijah Odom, or they're going to have to unredshirt somebody. So we're going to see Elijah Odom for the duration, and he's, like I said, this is going to be his baptism under fire tonight. So the kickoff goes deep, out toward the sidelines. Daquan Jones on the return, gets it all the way up to about the 37-yard line, and then he is smothered down.
Of course, Prairie View had to kick that one from deep in their own end because of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the touchdown.
And
now another flag down. We may have more personal fouls on this play.
Well, let's check back in while we have a chance, while the officials talk it over. We're going to check back in on our A-Rocket Movers. Do you know TSU? Which school leads the all-time record for the TSU Prairie View rivalry? And the answer is, well, let Mr. Kelly make his call first.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 17 of the receiving team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
I thought he had the answer to the question.
Yeah. Well, that was just setting up some drama there. Just in case you didn't get it, TSU leads the series with a 43-28-1 record. So the Tigers lead the series, but PV has actually won 10 of the last 13. So as you can see, it's been a whale of a rivalry.
A lot of fans here. Great crowd out here tonight for this Labor Day delayed classic, if you will.
Tigers starting 1st and 10 now. They'll back it up with the ball at about their 22-yard line. And we have whistles, and another flag is down on the ground, and it's right near the offensive line.
Offense, number 79, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So that will back the Tigers up again. Mildred Montgomery is the guilty party. It's going to set up a 1st and 15 situation for an offense. Tyler Cook now coming in at the running back position for TSU. So the Tigers are finding themselves in a hole here with 12:20 to go in this ball game. Odom running out of time in the pocket, and he's going to be taken down. As the Prairie View Panthers come with the heat, and Odom never really had a chance. He goes down on the play.
Yeah, Jalen Coleman and company coming in from the sack. You see they overload the right side. Too many Panthers coming in and not enough Tigers to block them. And the big fella, Coleman, with the sack.
Yeah, the big linebacker, 6'2", 230, and he got in that backfield in a hurry. He's pretty quick, so that's going to set up a 3rd and long, extremely long for the TSU Tigers. Odom back in at quarterback, 2nd down. Fakes the handoff, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield. That looks like number 95. That is Devon Reed, who almost beat Odom to the spot.
Yeah, Reed, the senior out of Houston Elsick High School. And right now, Texas Southern having some problems on the offensive line protecting Odom. And they're backed up all the way to the 3-yard line.
Well, just a good read on that zone read. He wasn't fooled at all. He saw the quarterback pull it out, and he went straight to the quarterback and made the sack. But if you look at where that offense is now, the football is all the way back to the 4-yard line, actually resting around the 3-yard line for the Texas Southern Tigers. Odom from his own end zone. Here comes the heat again, and he got it out of the end zone, but barely. He gets it out to about the 1 or the 2-yard line.
Well, again, they brought pressure this time off the edge. Really mixing up the blitzes now are Prairie View, and Texas Southern is going to have to punt out of their own end zone.
Big Ronald Collins again. We've called his name a few times tonight. He even caught a touchdown pass when he was back, creating havoc in the backfield again. So Donald Halstead is going to be right back on the edge of his end zone trying to punt this one away. Darius Floyd, one of the return men deep. Floyd's going to take it in. He avoids one tackler. Floyd still on his feet, tries to get away. Stapleton had him, lost him. Floyd reverses his field now. over the 30, and he steps out of bounds at the 35. So this young man, you can look at the Prairie View receivers tonight, and they have all contributed in some way, shape, or form.
Well, they have a lot of speed at the skill positions, and they have all been on display here tonight, not only offensively but in the special teams as well. As you see Floyd here with the nice return, sets up the Panthers at the TSU 25.
Now, the Panthers had so much success running the football last time. Do you think they might check out that Wildcat offense again?
Well, they were very successful with it coming out of the locker room in the second half, so it would not surprise me at all. But they're late getting on the field. The play clock is already down to 5 seconds. I don't think they're going to get this one off.
They may have to use a timeout. Now they see the clock, and they're trying to hurry. They are in the Wildcat, but they don't make it. It's almost like there was some decision on the sideline.
Number 6.
I think Coach.
First down.
I honestly think Coach Willie Simmons thought we were in a television timeout because he had his team huddled up on the far sideline and there was no urgency. And he looked up and saw the play clock at 10, and they tried to sprint out to the line of scrimmage and get the play off. They just didn't have enough time.
Yeah, I wonder if they were just thinking about, should we go back to the Wildcat or should we go back with Nico? Either way, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Going to set up 1st and 15. Panthers still in the Wildcat. McCray directing the action, keeps off tackle. He's going to be tripped up by Anthony Johnson after a short game that time.
Well, good job by Johnson, because it looked like he had another big hole to that left side. Johnson able to get his big paw up, trip him up, stop him for a short gain.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 13 yards to go for the 1st down. They're operating again with McCray in the backfield with the Wildcat. Takes it, fakes the handoff. He goes back the other way, the opposite way, and Julian Marcantel met him in the backfield and hung on just long enough to get him down.
Texas Southern has started to bring those linebackers up into the gap, so you see Marcantel able to shoot the gap that time, bring down McCray after a short gain. So now it's going to be 3rd and long for Prairie View, and we'll see if they come back with Hollins. Yes, he's back in the huddle, and now Texas Southern will have to be wary of these skill positions receivers that have done damage tonight.
So again, a trick play coming up here by the Panthers. They slipped it into the little guy, and what a play. It was one of those Bumarewski type plays where they slipped it into Dewanya Tucker. You could see Hollins take the football and kind of stick it between his legs, and he ran the other way.
They're really coming out with the okie doke here in the 4th quarter now. Watch this one.
Take a look at Hollins.
The old Fumblerooski.
And Tucker takes it the opposite way. Picks up a nice gain for the Panthers.
Well, it's the last game of the season, Butch. Any plays that they haven't used so far, they're pulling them all out tonight, pulling out all the stops.
I haven't seen that play since Bum Phillips ran it with the Oilers like way back when.
It wasn't Stagger Lee, was it?
McCray is taken down hard. Julian Marcantel.
That was Terry Glanville.
Yes, that was Glanville. Jimmy White and Julian Marcantel on the stop for the Tigers.
Oh, boy.
What you can say for this defense, that these guys have never stopped playing this entire game, and they've been on the field a lot tonight, and you can see these seniors going out with a lot of pride.
But TSU really dominated the time of possession in the first half, and Prairie View has made that up here in the second half.
Nico Hollins, he's going to throw this one and throws it behind his receiver, and it's almost intercepted by Dobbins. Dondre Dobbins, he's had a chance. That's his 2nd attempt. He had a chance to make the interception. So that's going to be 3rd and 10. I'm kind of surprised they're throwing that football in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. You think they want to eat up clock. They've done a good job on the ground against TSU. Tiger defense a little winded now here in the 4th quarter. They've been on the field a lot here in the second half.
Going to bring up a big 3rd down for the Panthers. They have Dewanya Tucker in the backfield, the little back. This time Hollins looking into the end zone, and it's almost intercepted again by the Tigers. Archie Rice coming over to help out from his safety position. Also number 21, Matthew Stevenson, right there on the coverage for TSU.
Well, a good job by the Tigers of bending but not breaking. Double coverage, good closeout by Archie Rice to knock that football away at the last moment. And now they're going to force Prairie View into another field goal attempt. And even if they make it, it's still only a 2-possession game.
Going to be a 32-yard attempt coming up by Zach Elder. Good snap, good hole. He gets it up, and it is good. Splits the uprights with that one. So the PV Panthers add 3 more to their lead, and the Panthers lead at 23-9 with 7:18 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Uptown Diamond offers an experience like no other. From the 100% customization to the true lifetime guarantee, we identify the traditional 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, and carat. But capture is something only Uptown Diamond provides. Capture is a diamond's intangible ability to accurately reflect you and the special person receiving your custom jewelry. You've captured her heart. Now, take her breath away.
Excellence takes dedication. It can't be sometime, part-time, half-time, or spare time. It has to be all the time. Nothing in life is worthwhile unless it's hard to get there. That's how Baylor College of Medicine approaches healthcare. It's tough to deal with injuries mentally. I like to think about it as a new beginning. The focus needs to go toward healing and the confidence to come back stronger and faster.
Hi, I'm Carl Miner, founding pastor of the Church of Grace Fellowship and TSU's athletic team pastor. All of us are striving to be our best self, to be the best husband, best man, best woman, best wife, best student, and best student athlete. Here at Grace, we reintroduce you to your best self because we realize that God who put the best in us can only get it out when we reconnect with Him. Join us every Sunday morning here in Katy at 10 a.m. We look forward to growing with you. Go Tigers!
Welcome back to BBVA Compass Stadium. 7:18 to go in our game with the TSU Tigers trailing Prairie View 23-9. But the Tigers are about to get their hands on the football to try to get something going offensively. So the kick is deep. Daquan Jones settles in underneath at about the 10. He breaks it out, has some room over the middle, shakes one tackler, and then he's buried right at about the 15-yard line, 14-yard line.
The Prairie View, 14-point lead, 7 minutes to go, 7 minutes, 10 seconds. Still enough time for Texas Southern, but time is now a factor, and the young quarterback, Odom, more than likely is going to have to put the football in the air, and his receivers are going to have to make some plays for him.
Well, don't you think that their first priority, I'm sure, when they went to the sideline was what can we do to try to keep some of the heat off of Odom here? Because that last possession, he really didn't have much of a chance back there. So I'm sure they took a look at that offensive line and trying to come up with a scheme that might be able to protect the quarterback.
But they're going to have to leave Woodard in to help these offensive linemen chip some of these defensive ends.
And the quick pass goes over to Malik Webb. He tries to get out of bounds, but he did not make it, so the clock will continue to roll, but it's a completion from Odom to Malik Webb.
Again, another chop block, Butch. And how many times have we seen that tonight?
Well, you know, you called it because I'm not sure I didn't hear the number, but Brad Woodard stayed in, and he did help out with the blocking, so I don't know that. Brad, I'm not going to throw you under the bus like that because I don't know that it was Brad, but he stayed in, and he was blocking on the play, so that's going to set up, really, it's going to be first and long now. You're going to have first and 20 with the ball resting about the 8-yard line. So Odom with the snap. He's looking to throw, and here comes the white jerseys chasing him, and he fires near the sidelines, and it is incomplete on the play.
Yeah, Odom just not getting enough time in the pocket now as the defensive front of Prairie View starting to wear down the TSU offense, and you see Odom kind of limping back to the huddle.
And TSU, they're going to come up with something, and I'm sure in a situation like this, they are going to look to get that ball to Kitsy a little more because he's the guy that can make the big play for them. They have a couple of big play receivers, but he's one of the guys.
And I would love to see a little screen pass to Woodard, just something to slow down this pass rush, make them respect the running back out of the backfield.
So here we go, 2nd and long for the Tigers, and Odom wants a timeout on the play. He did not like what he was seeing defensively, and he decided to stop this right now.
Yeah, if they would come back with like a little middle screen to Woodard, I think it would be wide open because Prairie View right now is just sending the house.
It looks like you're exactly right. The last series when they had the ball, they had a blitz on almost every play.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They found something to try to slow down the TSU attack. Of course, Texas Southern was in this ball game early, struck first with a 3-zip lead at the end of the first quarter, and had a lot of good momentum going, had a costly special teams penalty on the ensuing kickoff, and Prairie View able to punch in a couple of touchdowns before halftime. Archie Rice came up with the big pick six in the third quarter, made it a 14-9 ball game, and then Prairie View able to rattle off 9 consecutive points, and that's where we are right now, 23-9, 6:31 to go in this ball game. But one big play from TSU can get them right back in it.
It can, and I think you really have to love that defensive effort tonight from the Tigers. And the offense has a little catching up to do in this game, but the defense has been there tonight. They've done a pretty good job on Prairie View. Low snap. Odom feels it. Now he's going to try to run with the football, and he's going to be slammed down hard by number 75. That is James Harper. And the big fellas are spending a lot of time in the backfield now.
Yeah, that was a low snap, so that threw off the timing of the play, and Odom really never had a chance after that as the Prairie View defense, big 75 in there all over him. Big James Harper, 6 foot 310 out of Waco. He's a load.
Yeah. They tell him make a load. He's got to make 2 trips because he's a big fella.
He's a load.
He's a really big fella. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and very long for the TSU Tigers. Odom in the pocket has some time, and he has a receiver, but he is yanked out of bounds on the play.
Oh, Malik Webb made a heck of a catch, but he paid for it on the sideline, and he was knocked out of bounds.
Boy, right where he is.
Wow.
Let's take another look at that. That may have been DeAndre Angel because he went high. He set that ball up there.
Right in the ribs.
That hurts. So that's going to bring up a 4th down for the TSU Tigers after that incomplete pass down the sideline. So Donald Halstead will be on to punting away. It'll be the 2nd time he's punting out of his own end zone in this quarter.
And there's going to be another delay of game penalty as TSU punt team was not set.
Delay of game. Offense number 43. Half the distance to the goal, 4th down.
Well, this is the point in the game where it does get a little frustrating, and you have to fight that. You know, you have to fight that, and you got to think about the 12 seniors on your team who are playing their last game, and they, you know, some of them won't get a chance to play football again.
Yep, absolutely. You got to stay mentally tough in these situations.
So Halstead getting set to kick it away. His punt is going over toward number 25. That is Willie Miles. Looks like he has some running room. And he's finally taken down. Man, you're right. Those Prairie View numbers are extremely hard to see. That was actually number 26, I think. Jew Anthony Parker on the play. On the return.
All white jerseys look very sweet if you're a fan, but if you're a broadcaster in the booth and you got to try to make out these yellow numbers on top of white jerseys, it makes it very difficult from our vantage point.
But they're sweet-looking uniforms.
They are sweet-looking uniforms, though.
So Prairie View is going to take over the football with 5:22 to go in this game. And the Panthers are going to be set up in excellent field position, but that's because the Tigers were punting out of their own end zone, so they come back out in the Wildcat. McCray this time on the jet sweep. Sends it to Tucker, and he's going to be picking up yards. He carried Anthony Johnson for about 5 before he finally goes down.
Tucker, that's his 7th carry of the afternoon, and that'll bring his total up to 34 yards as he picks up 10 yards on a first down on that carry. As we hit the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Final game of the season for these two ball clubs. Both came in on fire. Prairie View came in on a 2-game winning streak. TSU won 2 of their last 3 ball games.
Gray with the jet sweep to the left side again, and fighting for the extra yardage is Tucker. But as we have another flag down on the play, he was working hard for the money tonight, but not much going there. The Tigers read that one. Stephon McCray operating out of the Wildcat with a little flip on the jet sweep over to Tucker.
1st and 5, face mask, defense. After distance to the goal, automatic first down.
So that's going to be a first down for the PV offense as we take another look.
Let's see if we can pick up the face mask. Looks like a double face mask. Looks like Tucker had the big lineman's face mask, and there was a little blow to the side of the head that the officials missed.
Yeah, they missed the first face mask, but they caught the second one by Anthony Johnson, but they missed the one by Tucker. So once again, Panthers operating out of the Wildcat. The fake and the keep by McCray, and the Tigers just smothered him in the backfield.
Yeah, great job that time coming up to make the play from his secondary position. Looks like it was Stevenson. 5'10" freshman out of North Shore coming up to make the play.
A lot of TSU Tigers reacting to the football there after the first down, so that's going to bring up a second down. And I tell you what, the Panthers have been very successful with this Wildcat formation tonight. It's usually TSU running the Wildcat, but tonight the Panthers have pulled out theirs. A fake. McCray keeps, has a hole up the middle, and he just moves the pile forward. That's going to be another first down for the Panthers. He just kept pushing that forward.
You got to credit the toughness of McCray as well. Went out momentarily with an injury early in the half when he got slammed to the turf, but he's come back with a vengeance here in the fourth quarter.
It shows you how valuable he is to that offense. You know, talking to Coach Simmons, he says he's our power guy. He's the guy we go to when we need the tough yardage, and he's given us an example of that tonight, operating out of that Wildcat. He takes it up the middle again, spins inside, and picks up about 4 yards.
And, of course, we talked about the seniors for TSU, and McCray is a senior for Prairie View playing his last game, and he's emptying the tank here tonight.
Yeah, he's getting the chance to operate. I bet you coming into this game, he had no idea he was going to be running as much Wildcat as they're running tonight, but it's been a successful formation for the Panthers.
And now it's going to be 4th down, decision time for Coach Simmons on the far sideline. If it's me, I'm going to go ahead and kick the field goal, make it a 3-possession game. But it looks like he's going to keep the offense on the field and try to punch it in.
So the Panthers offense still on the field in that Wildcat set. McCray has carried it the last couple of times. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go again. McCray dives, and he's in for the touchdown. Straight ahead. The ball came out, but the officials are talking about it again, but it looks like it's going to be a touchdown for the Panthers.
And McCray right up the middle.
Nothing fancy right there, just straight up the middle with it, and he scores.
Just straight power football. May the best man win, and McCray, look at that jersey.
So the Panthers are going to extend their lead on the touchdown by McCray. Stephon McCray having a nice night tonight. Now has 18 rushes for 78 yards and a touchdown. So the extra point attempt is up, and it is good. So the Panthers put 7 on the board. And right now it is 30-9, Prairie View leading Texas Southern. And we're taking a look at that scoring drive. That's Tucker. They were running out of the Wildcats. 6 plays, 27 yards, 3:02 to go. But the big guy was McCray. I mean, he was a bruising back on that drive.
Yeah, they did it all on the ground, all out of the Wildcat formation, and McCray able to punch it in from 1 yard out. And Prairie View dominating here in the second half as they move out to a 30-9 lead. Texas Southern with only 3 yards of total offense here in the second half.
Well, and it caught up to them in the second half. I mean, they had a whale of a first half, and the game just got away a little bit right before the half, and then they came out in the second half, and the Panthers found a running attack, maybe for the first time in a long time. Here comes Daquan Jones on the return. Has a little lane, goes through the lane, and finally he's wrapped up and thrown down at about the 18-yard line, it looks like. So the Panthers, we have 2:13 to go left in this ball game and the TSU season. So when you take a look at it and you look back at it again, it's a situation where you have to ask yourself, and sometimes it's like, what could have been when you look at some of the injuries that they had to cope with. Like I said, they started the year off. Odom was the third-team quarterback, and here he finishes starting the last 4 games of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to give credit to the young man. He had a couple of tremendous games the last couple of weeks, especially rushing the football. But tonight you're going up against the second-ranked defense against the rush and the SWAC, so you had to go to the air, and unfortunately they haven't been able to be successful.
Odom near the sideline, flags down on the play. The pass was intercepted there by the Panthers, number 9, Kenneth Jordan. But let's wait and see what the flag is, because he threw it low near the sidelines. The flag came down right at the interception.
Pass interference. Defense, number 9. Spot foul, automatic, first down.
So number 9, Kenneth Jordan, the man who made the interception, also guilty of pass interference on the play.
Well, Butch, you will not believe the penalty yardage in the ball game tonight. TSU, 11 penalties, 92 yards. That was the 16th penalty against Prairie View for 164 yards.
Wow. You know, it's really
unbelievable. Hard
to keep any offensive continuity when you have that many penalties going on in a ball game. Odom scrambling out of the pocket, gets away from one Panther before he finally spun down after a short gain on the play. But like we were talking about it earlier, for Elijah Odom, this has been a process. It's been a learning process, and you can just start checking some boxes off of his growing and his maturity level.
Well, it's going to be great teaching moments for him in the spring when he goes back and looks at the tapes from his first game all the way through this game at the end of the season. And the coaches will be able to find his weak points, point out his strengths, and where he's grown the most throughout this 4-game stretch.
Odom's pass is complete to Kitsy, and he steps out of bounds. I think you're exactly right, because after you get that experience under your belt, you go in and you look at the tape, and all of a sudden it's a lot easier. It starts to click a little faster.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Good throw and catch there. Odom to Kitsy. He steps out. Kitsy, a senior this year, transferred from North Texas. He's been a fine receiver for the Tigers.
Of course, Brad Woodard will be back next year for his senior year.
Odom fires near the sideline, has a man over there. That's Kitsy again. You know, and that's the thing I like about this team is they never stop playing. It doesn't matter what the situation is on the field. They just keep coming at you, and there's something to be said for that.
And one thing you try to teach your kids as coaches is don't play the scoreboard, just play the game. Don't worry about what the numbers are on the big board. You play the game between the lines. Take each play as it is.
Odom's going to try to pass another one over the middle, too long, and it's going to be picked off. Here come the Panthers on the return. It's number 29. Paul Favorite still on his field, flags down, still on his feet, goes in for a touchdown.
We got more fighting in the middle of the field. This is all going to come back, Butch, because there's roughing the passer on big number 95 for Prairie View as he delivered a blow, Devon Reed, as he hit Odom late. And then on the return, there was a couple of scuffles near midfield, so you can erase this touchdown off the board.
Yeah, number 29, Riley Johnson, was the young man who made the interception and brought the return back. But as you mentioned, there was a lot of laundry on the field after that.
And Odom took a shot in the pocket after he delivered the football, and that was the first penalty. And
Johnson, 6'3", 185 from Beaumont. You know, that pass was just overthrown, and because he had that much heat on him, it was overthrown.
Yep.
So he makes the interception. He takes it to the house, Riley Johnson, but these officials are going to have to sort out all the flags we saw out there.
Yeah, and they have to keep this ball game in control for these final 33 seconds. You don't want to see something unfortunate break out here. It's been a well-played ball game for the most part, except for the penalties.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 75 of the defense. 15 yards, automatic first down, Texas Southern. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 62 for Texas Southern. 15 yards also. It's Texas Southern ball, first down.
So the Tigers managed to keep the football after all that said and done. So with 33 seconds to go, TSU is still going to be in possession of the ball.
So the yardage will offset, but TSU will still pick up the first down as a result of the roughing the passer penalty.
And that's because the second foul happened after the play was over. But you mentioned the roughing the passer. You have to protect the quarterback in that situation. And that's what the officials are trying to do. So Odom now has a first down, brand new set of downs to go to work with 33 ticks to go in this ball game. This time he hands to Brad Woodard, and Brad has a nice lane. Woodard takes it down the sidelines, one man to beat, and Brad Woodard takes it in for a TSU touchdown. Looked a little like Adrian Peterson there, a little LaDainian Tomlinson.
Nice way to cap it off, Mr. Woodard. I'm sure those senior offensive linemen will appreciate that. One more touchdown on the board for the Tigers.
I think the Panthers were playing the pass, and the Tigers slipped it inside to Brad on a little draw action play, and he does the rest.
A lot of speed down that sideline.
So Cuevas is going to come on to attempt the extra point. The hold is good. His kick is solid. Right up the middle. So just like that, the TSU Tigers have cut the lead in half with 24 seconds to go. It's now 30-16.
Of course, they'll line up for the onside kick. And as we mentioned earlier, Grambling defeated Southern earlier tonight in the Bayou Classic at the Superdome in New Orleans, and the Grambling Tigers will head to H-Town next week, where they'll battle Alcorn State for the SWAC championship over at NRG Stadium.
That'll be a fun game to watch. I would imagine Grambling would win that game. I mean, but you never know.
Never know.
You never know.
Sure, both teams will be heavily represented.
So let's see how the TSU Tigers can execute this onside kick attempt.
If things stay the way they are tonight, Prairie View will end the season 4-3 in SWAC play. TSU will end up at 2-5. But the Tigers did end the season strong, winning 2 of their last 3 games. It'll be 2 of 4 if Prairie View holds on here tonight.
So the Panthers lined up. They're expecting the onside attempt. And there it is. Kicks it through the first wave, and it goes all the way back to the return man. That is Floyd. Floyd is juking in and out, and finally Saphir Murphy just kind of jumped on his back and yanked him down with 16 seconds to go in the ballgame.
So I'm sure the Panthers will come out in victory formation and take a knee.
Let's see.
On the kicking team. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
So they're tacking on another penalty there. You You know, in this exciting night, you know, we talked about it early on. You know, you have the hurricane in here. This city was, half of the city was underwater. You know, nobody was thinking about football at that time, so they had to push the rivalry back all the way until November and then get a chance to play until tonight. And I tell you what, it doesn't matter when they play it. It means just as much to these guys.
Absolutely. And to be honest with you, I kind of like it at the end of the season. It gives it a little bit more flair, a little bit more dramatic. It's the final game before you go into the off season. And maybe something the schedule makers at both schools think about going forward.
Oh, you talking about a November Classic now, Ken.
Hey, a little Turkey Day action here in Houston. It's not bad.
Not bad at all. And so the Tigers come out here. We'll see. Number 14 is in the game at quarterback for Prairie View. That is Joshua Johnson. So it's good to see they're letting everybody get a little taste of the action tonight. Joshua Johnson, 6'1", 175 from New Orleans. And that is the end of the ball game. The Labor Day Classic, played in November, has come to a close tonight at BBVA Compass Stadium. And you see the Prairie View Panthers coming out on top, 30-16 over the TSU Tigers.
Yeah, you see the coaches meet at midfield there. Coach Haywood, Coach Simmons, a lot of respect for each other and a lot of skirmishes throughout the ball game. But at the end of the day, these kids care a lot about each other. A lot of them have known each other growing up, playing here in the greater Houston area, and played against each other for years, especially these seniors. They've seen each other for the last 4 seasons on the field.
It's a big rivalry, too. It's a big rivalry, but you know what? A lot of respect in this rivalry. As I said, final score from BBVA Compass Stadium tonight, Prairie View knocking off Texas Southern 30-16.
I'm not the type to say any of this mushy garbage.
You know what? I'm going for it.
You are completely and utterly
Awesome. I'm glad you showed up.
in my life.
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
Every single time
Get down!
you always have
My back.
It's really hard to describe. It's like all these tiny little things
Yes, yes, things.
are actually friendship.
Some people are always in a rush. Gotta run to the store. Forgot to walk the dog. Oops, another unexpected emergency. But sometimes we just need to put our foot down and stop. Be aware of your surroundings. A safety message from your friends at Metro.
Thank you for being with us tonight. The final score here, Prairie View A&M 30 and the Texas Southern Tigers 16. Let's go down to Nick Strong now with TSU head coach Michael Haywood.
Coach, another season in the books here at BBVA Compass Stadium. Where do the Tigers go from here?
Well, we're going to have to do a great job in recruiting. We're going to have to do a great job in recruiting JC student athletes to come in here and play. We need some mature football players to come in here with some experience and provide a little leadership as well also.
Coach, that's the season. That's a wrap. Alma mater.
All right, take care. Thank you very much.
Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck in the offseason.
Appreciate it.
All right, back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Coach Haywood and Nick. As you can see, the trophy now right at midfield there. What a beautiful trophy that is. Mr. Earl Jimerson hanging on to that trophy. That's Coach Willie Simmons with his young daughter. It's got to be a happy time for those guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Big victory for him tonight on the road here at BBVA Compass Stadium. And a big win for Prairie View tonight, but a successful end to the season for TSU, winning 2 of their final 4 ball games to go into the offseason. And like Coach Haywood says, a lot of recruiting coming up on the recruiting trail. Try to get some experienced players in here and get that leadership for 2018.
No doubt. Let's talk about the difference in this ball game, because for the first half, this game was a scoreless battle into the second quarter. What changed?
Absolutely. It was the penalty after the field goal attempt. TSU went up 3-zip. They had on a sportsmanlike conduct penalty, gave Prairie View great field position. The Panthers able to take the final 2 drives of the half into the end zone for scores, went up 14-3 at the break. Archie Rice with a big interception to get TSU back in the ball game, 14-9, but TSU didn't have quite enough tonight for that tough Prairie View Panther defense.
Let's take a look at some of the action now from the ball game tonight. A big win for the Prairie View Panthers, 30-16. We will start with a long field goal attempt. 44 yards right there by Cuevas, and he would miss it, and that was an opportunity loss for the TSU Tigers. And then we have Nico Hollins with a long pass over the middle that went for a touchdown, but that one was called back. And so on the other end, Cuevas comes on. That gave TSU a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you talk about Hollins tonight. He hits the big defensive lineman on the tackle eligible play for a touchdown pass. And then he comes back in the second half after a series of wildcat plays. TSU comes up with the big block on the extra point.
Ronald Collins was the big guy. And then another trick play. Tucker has the ball stuck between his legs. He sat there, tried to be patient, and then he ran and picked up a big first down for the Panthers.
Yeah, and then they come in, they kick a field goal at that point to put them up 30-9, and then you see the Wildcat McCray. He had a big game, particularly in the second half as they changed up the offensive scheme. And you see Brad Woodard take it to the house. One more score to end the season for Texas Southern to put 16 on the board. And the final score tonight.
Brad Woodard with a nice game for the TSU Tigers tonight. He did a good job on the ground, and that touchdown just kind of capped it off. As you can see the final there, 30-16. But we take a look at the stats. It got a little lopsided, but that was not until halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. You see Prairie View, they went on a big run, 429 yards of total offense, 190 for Texas Southern. Big receiving game for TSU's Kidsey, 4 catches, 53 yards on the night. Odom passing the football, passed for 114 yards. He did a pretty good job. Brad Woodard, 15 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown tonight. So all in all, Prairie View won the football game, but TSU put up a heck of a fight.
They did. It's the final game of the year, the final home game for 12 Texas Southern seniors. Of course, our final score here tonight, 30-16. Prairie View taking home the big trophy, knocking off TSU tonight. Of course, for Ken Moore, Nick Strong, and our entire crew from AT&T Sportsnet, I'm Butch Alcindor wishing you a good night and be safe.